Preseason All-American Siaki Ika and the Baylor Bears invade Morgantown, a place that they've never won, and they bring their fans with them, hungry to see a victory after a tough loss to Oklahoma State back on October 1st. On the other side, it won't be simple. West Virginia equally as hungry for a W after a couple of tough losses to start the season. College football is coming up on FS1.
Pushcar Stadium in North Central West Virginia. We've got a showdown in the Big 12 as the Baylor Bears look for their first victory in this stadium, taking on a 2-3 West Virginia Mountaineers team hungry for a victory. Glad to have you with us tonight for some Thursday night action. Noah Eagle, our coach Mark Helfrich. We've got Dean Blandino, our rules analyst as well. A fun game between two teams that, quite honestly, it feels like a must win on both sides.
It's a great way to characterize it. It's an intriguing matchup, I think, and a great matchup. Two very similar teams that are not where they want to be record-wise. They have to be at their best tonight.
We look at what both teams need to do to get that victory, and for West Virginia, it feels like their offense, in some way, shape, or form, has to carry them at times during this game. They've got a big three that can do it.
Yeah, their offense has carried them, and without C.J. Donaldson tonight, who's out, it has to be J.T. Daniels, the accurate one. He's been fantastic. The transfer from USC, then Georgia, and now in Morgantown, and they got to get the run game going with Tony Mathis, and that'll open up this freak, Bryce Ford-Wheaton, the rare combination of speed, of size, dynamic player.
J.T. Daniels, a big basketball fan. He and Neil Brown, the head coach, have gone back and forth on NBA stats. And so when you think of basketball, you think of 3-on-3. So we had 3 on one side. Let's find 3 on the other side, the Baylor Bears offense.
3 Bears. Got to have the 3 Bears and this in the same rotation. Blake Shapen, the rare non-transfer starting quarterback for us this year. Unbelievably accurate, and they too have to get the run game going with Richard Reese. He's small but mighty, and then Monterey Baldwin on the outside. Don't blink when this guy has the ball, because he'll be in the end zone. 21.8 yards per touch.
23 miles per hour as
That's
well
fast.
At the top speed on the field. He's got burners, and that actually might be an understatement. Baylor and West Virginia, 11th all-time meeting. It'll be number 6 here in Morgantown. Glad to have you with us for some Thursday night action. College football on FS1 next. Back as we get ready for the matchup of the day, something we're going to be watching all night long. Siaki Ika, the big body, 6'4", 358, the man in the middle on the defensive side, against Zach Frazier, the man in the middle on the offensive side, 6'3", 306. You know, we talked to Neil Brown, the head coach at West Virginia. He said he's going to let Frazier just go toe-to-toe with Ika and see what he's got.
This is going to be awesome. If you like O-line, D-line play, an unbelievable matchup. All-American on All-American, wrestler on the Polynesian dancing sensation.
We'll get deep into both of those storylines as we take a look at our weather for tonight. Beautiful night for football, mid-50s. Not a whole lot of precipitation to worry about, at least for the time being. Clear skies as we get set and the crowd shuffles in here at a wonderful, wonderful environment in the Big 12 Milan Pushcar Stadium. Oh yeah, let's get into it.
That's a good look.
Let's get tropical.
That guy just got off work at 5, painted his face.
Tremendous stuff. So West Virginia won the toss. They defer. It's going to be Parker Grothaus to send it deep. And Baylor's offense will get the first start in this game with a touchback. And it'll bring out Blake Shapen, who has been accurate, who has been poised as the quarterback here this season in his first year as a starter, overtaking the incumbent starter, Jerry Bohannon, who's now at USF, and Shapen's numbers have been as advertised.
Yeah, he is dialed in. This guy, if everything's in rhythm, on time, and this is, weird to say, he's money.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss. You got to get him off his spot. West Virginia has to change up the rush, but at the same time, protect their back end because they don't have a ton of experience there.
Offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes has been everywhere, it seems like, including with our own Mark Helfrich at a couple of stops, and had Zach Wilson at BYU.
Play clock.
Shapen is the best, and the play clock nearly wound down, but the first handoff goes to Squirrel Williams, and Craig Williams with a 2-yard gain. His nickname is Squirrel, but it's spelled S-Q-W-I-R-L. I had to get it in.
Just like his license plate, right? Just like that's their bread and butter play right there. Connor Galvin will lead the approach. They're 5th in rushing. They want to ratchet that up a little bit. Mazuka playing well at left guard. We'll see Richard Reese, 29. Then we talked about in the open, Monterey Baldwin can fly.
So 2nd and long here. Baylor's not afraid to use all 4 downs, and Chapin's not afraid to use his legs. Slides down at the 30, hit right as he gets to the deck. It'll set up 3rd and manageable as Jared Bartlett got there.
Yeah, I think he had a little friendly fire on Dante Stills. Blake Chapin is a lot more athletic, I think, than people give him credit for. And oof, Jared Bartlett over the top.
And this
Dante Stills will pop up.
Yeah, this is not exactly what you need to see. Dante Stills, who came into this game as the leader in sacks on the team, 2.5, but 2nd in program history in tackles for loss. The Stills name is a legendary one in West Virginia lore.
Yeah, the brother, his father, Gary, unbelievable pass rushers, sackers. Hopefully just wind, because that was a shot he just took from Bartlett.
Defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie told us that he's really one of the biggest leaders of this defense as well. And his brother Darius, the last consensus All-American for West Virginia, was just unbelievable for this program as they begin to retool themselves back to prominence.
Yeah, Stills along with Jordan Jefferson. He said they've been the leaders of this entire defense from the interior of the front all the way back. Early 3rd and medium here for Baylor.
They send Williams outside. Chapin fires.
Who comes down with it? It's incomplete. Drake Dabney was the intended target. It was bobbled around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infinite times before it finally falls harmlessly down.
Big early 3 and out here to get this crowd into it. Great call here by Jordan Leslie, defensive coordinator. They sat on it in zone and yeah, almost picked, almost caught, almost picked. You get it.
I do. Ajay and Floyd were both in the area, the defensive backfield for West Virginia, but they forced a 3 and out, and this was the question mark. How would the Mountaineer defense respond after a tough performance October 1st against Texas? It'll be Fox. He does it, and yet this is the type of start we've had, Mark. It's a ball out, ball here, ball there on the turf, and this one's going to start at the 35, 40-yard punt, and no return.
Well, we asked him yesterday if they could get things going in the return game, and this isn't really what we had in mind. Was a turnover. Wisely just falls on it to eliminate disaster.
So this West Virginia offense and JT Daniels, who we talked about in the open, this guy's been everywhere. USC, Georgia, and now West Virginia, and everywhere he's gone, he's been efficient.
Yeah, the pride of Orange County out here now in West Virginia. Another extremely accurate passer. Has to get the complementary run game going to offset this Baylor front.
And it will be a handoff to Mathis on 1st down, and finds the hole, explodes past the 40, stays on his feet, and just gets shy of midfield of the 48. That's a good, tough, hard run by the redshirt sophomore, Tony Mathis.
Great design, just split zone here from West Virginia. That means one offensive guy is cutting off the backside. Great press and cutback from Mathis.
He's in there because C.J. Donaldson went down the last game. Bootleg action and an early completion. And how about this? Brian Polende, who is in for the injured Michael Laughlin, out for the year with a torn ACL, with his first catch of the season in the start.
Polende is one of those guys, it's kind of a tight tackle, right? So it's great for them to get reception early. And here it is, the one-on-one matchup everybody's waiting for. Zach Frazier on Siake Ike. Always saw right there Tony Mathis, what he can do in the cutback zone game. 62 is out. West Virginia, they see him out. Man, I'd stay in a no-huddle mode so he can't get back in.
Good throw, quick catch, and it is Ford Wheaton exploding forward for the 1st down.
The second he was off the field, I would go as fast as you possibly could to not allow that sub. Good job offensively here by Graham Harrell, the offensive coordinator from West Virginia. Again, just the change-up, get that ball out of JT Daniels' hands into the playmakers.
Yeah, when we talked to Graham Harrell yesterday, he told us if they can play with some pace and some rhythm, they can put some major points on the board against anybody. 1st down carry, Mathis, and nowhere to go. Good job by this Baylor defense. They're one of the best at stopping the run in the entire country, and Bryson Jackson came in a blink of an eye.
And here it is. We talked about Ika. He's still out right there. Gabe Hall, TJ Franklin, all good physical run stoppers. Dylan Doyle does it all. Plays excellent at linebacker. And oh, by the way, he's an outstanding goal line fullback and led on the back end by Al Walcott. And then a developing superstar, I think, at Christian Morgan.
Second down and 9. Daniels working out of the gun. Drop back, fires a dart. It's Ford Wheaton again, who tries to churn it up the sideline, but sets up 3rd and 1. And both these teams are interesting in how they operate, willing to go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely, absolutely. This could be a shot down type of situation where Graham Harrell wants to take a shot downfield, knowing I'm going for it on 4th down.
Ford Wheaton in motion. Mathis stays in there at the running back, 3rd and short. Handoff, Mathis, and he's got it across the 30, and a little bit extra wiggle room as well, as Mathis is finally met by Garmin Randolph, but West Virginia putting together a solid opening drive.
Nice try, mixing up the quick game. Watch 88. This is what I was talking about, split zone, cutting off that backside. Great job by Brian Palende, opening the hole on the 1st down run for Mathis.
West Virginia knocking on the door. They've been fantastic in the red zone, as they have been the last several years. Daniels back to the air, fires a deep one over the middle. It's hauled in. Caden Prather with his first catch of the day, and it sets up 1st and goal for the Mountaineers.
Man, that is an absolute dime. JT Daniels fits the ball over the top. Watch Matt Jones, 2 coming here. Screen there, and unbelievable body control from Prather.
Quickly back to the line. Mathis dancing. Touchdown! Unbelievable effort. And Tony Mathis gets West Virginia on the board.
Well, we were wondering if Tony Mathis would make the most of his opportunities. Watch this. Run it with him. A little press it, cut it back. Oh, what? Nothing here. Let me press it again. Touchdown. Great finish by Tony Mathis.
4th touchdown on the ground of the season for Mathis, 5th of his career. And he caps off just a picture-perfect start, both defensively with a 3 and out, and then offensively driving right down the field and getting 7 points. Casey Legg adds the extra point, but Mathis filling in for C.J. Donaldson, who's been one of the best true freshmen in the country, nearly 400 yards. Well, Mathis does the rest. Came in just under 300 himself and finds his 4th score to put West Virginia up early. Rocket Mortgage. How about the start for West Virginia? They wanted to establish the running game. They did exactly that. 4 runs, 4 passes, 8 plays, 65 yards. And Mathis gets it done with a touchdown.
Yeah, if we let Coach Brown write the script, it may not have been that clean.
Parker Grothaus is going to send it away, and it will be Craig Williams takes it out from the goal line. Let's see if Baylor can improve on this kick return. Williams flagged down as he is spilled out at the 30, and we'll see what 2 penalty markers amount to after this return.
Yeah, that's going to turn into about almost a 30-yard penalty when you look at it.
Number 47 receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
So it'll move Baylor back. And speaking of, let's go inside the film room with the Baylor Bears.
Well, it's all off that outside zone that we talked about. They ran there the first play of the game. Here's one of their favorite formations. Motion, in this case, Baldwin down, and then sell it. They're selling it up front, obviously at the quarterback, running back position, and then a little grab route up top. You just see 25, the safety from Oklahoma State, squares up for a second, and that's enough of a hesitation for that man, Baldwin, to get behind. Touchdown Bears.
Reigning Coach of the Year, Dave Aranda, who says that he felt like his team has been lacking some edge recently. That's something they really worked on during the bye week.
I talked about a lot as coaches and players, complacency and a lack of an edge.
Good 1st down run. That's the true freshman Richard Reese, who they've been taken aback by his skill set despite his diminutive size.
Yeah, they thought Tay McWilliams was going to be the guy, and then you had Squirrel Williams, who we've seen, but this kid, 29, is special.
Good sign. Dante Stills went out in the first drive. He's back in there, and they're going to need everything he provides, including the leadership. Quaylen Jones, the running back. And he does have the football, stumbles down, just gets shy of the 15, will be down to the 14 and sets up 3rd and short. And we said that both these teams like to go for 4th downs. Well, last game out, Baylor went for a 4th down inside their own 20.
Yeah, they were not hesitating. This is also a little interesting. Already have used 3 backs for Baylor. They said they were going to try to get Reese and Squirrel Williams going. but it's always good to get Quaylon Jones going. He's a bigger back. He's 240. A big change up from Reese and Williams.
All three running backs have been used in all three plays. The score Williams is in there on 3rd and short. Take the pitch to him. Shapen looking to roll out and avoid the rush. Fires a completion over the middle and a big gain. Drake Dabney, first down and more, down to the 37.
Pass is complete to Drake Dabney.
Great sell all off that stretch play. Here's where the intermediate chunks, and it's usually Ben Sims. West Virginia knows that too, so they cover Ben Sims. But Dabney says, hey, I'm a 6'5", 250. I can rumble and bumble and stumble with the best of them. Great awareness, recognition by Shapen, and accuracy.
First down of the day, pickup of 23. Shapen right back, a rifle over midfield and into West Virginia territory. Here's our guy, Monterey Baldwin, and you can see the speed in a blink.
Absolutely, just a little bit of a run sell and a huge void. Watch between the linebackers and the safety. That is scary. If you're the West Virginia secondary, Wesley McCormick, 11, gets him down. And every time you tackle that guy to the ground, that's a victory.
Well, it is Wesley McCormick who is now down after the play as well on the field. And we're going to check back in on him. We'll step aside and hope McCormick is back on his feet when we return. Well, it's a secondary that is not all that experienced, except for Wesley McCormick, a 5th-year senior transfer from James Madison. Here's how he went down.
Yeah, just got tangled up here at the end. Just a little left ankle, but it was good to see him come off under his own power, and he can roll. That's as good a matchup as they have speed-wise with Monterey Baldwin.
Oh, here's a little motion from Baylor.
This is different. There's a little funk.
They said Williams out wide.
Double pass.
Oh, yeah. Let it fly deep. Incomplete. Dabney was streaking down the sideline, and it looked like Neighbors got rid of it behind the line of scrimmage.
They started in a look. They have not shown that little twins to the boundary there and on balance. That when you see this first pass thrown backwards, high alert for the funk. Good job by Shapen making sure this first pass is backward. And then, oh gosh, that's going to come back to haunt him. That was a big-time chance at a home run.
2nd down and 10. First couple of first downs for Baylor after they went 3 and out on their first drive. And they hand it off to Jones, looking for the hole. Gains a couple more yards. Just tough running before he meets Rashad Ajayi. And it's going to be 3rd and long, and this again is another example of that 4-down mentality.
Exactly. So now Dave Arend has already told offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes a number. Hey, it's 4th and 2 or less, or 3 or less, or whatever that number is right here, that we're going to go for it. So, you know, you could run it a little bit more than you would. You could take that shot early and kind of, you know, calculate in your brain where that's a free play. Here's another unbalanced look for Baylor.
And they will run it. Jones bounce it to the outside. He's got space, and he's got the first down. Delivers the hit after the fact across the 35, down to the 32 as Ajayi took the contact. But there it is, the play calling from Jeff Grimes as he picks up 16.
Again, the first play may have been the free play. Now they got the big back. 242 Quaylon Jones on the cutback, finishing with authority.
I mean, that's got to change your playbook entirely when you've got 4 down.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a free play. And whether you look at it on the 3rd down play or the 1st down play, it's free, and that just opens up everything.
Put Baldwin in motion, instead hand it off to Reese. And the freshman is across the 30. And not much further. They'll mark him down directly at the 30. They've been surprised with Reese and his willingness to be decisive. Elusive, sure, but decisive is key.
Yeah, that right there is good. Just a body blow. Everything doesn't have to be a highlight reel touchdown run. And flipping that over, we talk about the free plays. Now, if you're defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie, it's the same thing. Are they treating this 1st down as a free play, 2nd down a free play, or managing 3rd and 4th down?
11th meeting between these two teams is that one is airmailed. It was Shapen throwing a fastball to Josh Cameron on the screen. It sets up 3rd and 8.
I said he's accurate. He usually is very accurate. You've seen Shapen's just dialed in accuracy. He's not very big. He's listed at 6 foot. I would take a little umbrage with that.
Did you go back-to-back pregame?
I posted him up, and he dunked on me either way.
I'm telling you, all I've heard about is your basketball skill, man. You got unlimited range.
Just ask me.
3rd and 8. Chapin delivers. It's Jones dragging tacklers across the 20. Sets up 1st and 10 inside the red zone as Koba finally got to him.
Man, just great protection this time, and Chapin patient in the pocket. Watch him back there eating a sandwich. Look at that. Maybe a steak sandwich in these parts. Nothing open. Check it down to Quaylen Jones.
So this drive continues. A couple of 3rd down conversions for Chapin in this offense. And to go back to what Jeff Grimes said, he said Chapin is the best quarterback he's ever had with time. When the pocket is there, when it's clean, and the offensive line gives him what he needs, including Zach Wilson, Chapin's the best. He's looking to prove him right, but he airmails another receiver streaking towards the end zone. That's Ben Sims, the 5th-year senior tight end, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
Great defense that time by Jordan Leslie's outfit. Sims is running a little corner post. Watch 8. Start the little nod to the corner right there, and then the post right there. Blake Chapin wisely says, all right, Burks, Deuce, you got us. You covered it. Let's play the next one.
They get Reese back in the ball game, leading them in carries, yards, and touchdowns. He's got 7 touchdowns in his first 5 games. And he's got the handoff. Runs into a wall and doesn't get any yardage. Right back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. And so again, play calling changes a little as Jefferson just grabs him for a huge stop.
Yeah, now that 4th down probably gets a little tighter now that they're in field goal range. But great front side defense there that time by West Virginia. Jordan Leslie, what he'll try to do is dial up a stunt to bust that outside zone. And that time they did a great job building the wall, and nothing.
Center man in motion. That is Dabney, the tight end. 3rd and 10. Chapin stepping up. Pressure comes, gets away, and no, he doesn't. Chapin rejected in the backfield by Koba. And a 4th down upcoming for Baylor. Loss of 4 on the sack.
Great pass rush. They don't get him down at first. Chapin doesn't like his primary receivers, which again was Sims. He steps up and out, and watch Koba showing up out of nowhere, wrapping him to the ground. They have to settle for a field goal.
5th-year senior John Mayers, who won a kicking competition with Isaiah Hankins, is going to attempt a 40-yarder. Long on the season, 34. Mayers, kick. He drills it. And Baylor responds with 3. Dave Aranda would have preferred 6 or 7, but West Virginia defensively showing out a little bit after the bye week. They worked a whole lot, and the toughness is out on the gridiron early. Longest play drive in the season for Baylor, and John Mayers.
I thought you were going to talk about the longest burns of the season, right?
Yeah.
The sideburn look right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fathers, be good to your daughters, because otherwise they're going to bring home a guy with major burns.
Multiple Mayers.
Baylor will kick it back with another touchback, and West Virginia will take over with JT Daniels, who has been all around. Started at USC 2018 and 2019, started 12 games there, ending with a torn ACL in the first half versus Fresno State in 2019 with Graham Harrell as his offensive coordinator. 2020 transferred to Georgia, won a national championship as a backup, was actually 7-0 as a starter there. Transferred again this year. West Virginia playing in his 3rd different conference, one of 3 quarterbacks with 5 or more career pass touchdowns for 3 different schools. I don't even want to talk about Chase Bryce at Clemson, all right? I don't even want to talk about it. Bad memories in central New York. It'll be Daniels with another completion. This one goes to the sideline, and some quick yardage will bring up 2nd and short. Garrett Green.
Yeah, Garrett Green getting involved. He's a backup quarterback and a Swiss Army knife for these Mountaineers.
There's Mathis who got the touchdown, and Green's going to take the snap this time, trying to shuffle around, and no room. Guess who stopped him? The big man inside, Apu Ika.
Great job by Ika teaching Zach Frazier, hey, I weigh a lot. I'm going to be physical all night. You're going to play in your backfield. I'm going to come off and get this guy to the ground. Garrett Green is a dynamic dude, former outstanding baseball player, still baseball player.
Neil Brown told us that Ika might be the most disruptive player in the entire Big 12, and he sets up a 3rd and 2. Daniels, a laser over the middle. It's 4 to Eaton. It's a big body, a big target, and Daniels can find him with ease as he's dumped down at the 44.
Al Walcott thought he had him there. 13 triggered, 1/2 fraction of a second too late. Otherwise, it's going the other way, as it is. First down, Mountaineers.
Handoff, Mathis. Jimmy shake, not much room, picks up 1. Runs into Gabe Hall, another one of the guys who really set the tone this week in practice during the bye week. Him and Cole Maxwell, along with TJ Franklin, they were big in trying to make sure that edge returns for Baylor.
I thought that was interesting. Rod Roberts, defensive coordinator from Baylor, coaches the inside backers, had a phenomenal career as a defensive coach. He said the practices this week were led by the D-line.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard scamper by Mathis. And the delay handoff. Mathis nearly tripped, but stays on his feet and gets across the 50 before being spun down at the 49 by Jackie Marshall.
Jackie Marshall did a nice job just beating Doug Nestor to the spot, and that spot was Mathis, and got him to the ground. But a nice positive gain there on 2nd down. Very 3rd and manageable situation. Again, Neil Brown talked about, you know, this is going to be a limited possession game. That to me says, hey, be alert for special situations. Could be fakes, could be going for it on 4th down.
And he said that getting the run game involved is going to be the most important, and it's really a struggle to do against Baylor. West Virginia's been successful up until now as Christian Morgan came off the edge and immediately engulfs Mathis.
As I said earlier, we have to watch for Lemire, for Walcott, and this guy, Christian Morgan, coming from the right of your screen. Looks very eerily similar to Mr. Jalen Petrie, who lived in opposing Big 12 offensive backfields, and of course the home crowd wants him to go for it on 4th down.
They will not. Oliver Straw, the true freshman, is going to come on to punt it, and he will send it to Gavin Holmes. Play clock down to 4, and they do get the operation off. Straw puts it towards the 15, and that's where Holmes will bring it in. It'll piece after the Braves got the win in game 2, and the Padres follow doing the same. Squirrel Williams in the backfield on 1st down, but it's Chapin through the air. But another completion to his tight end, Drake Dabney, hit immediately across the 20 as he drags tacklers with him. They roll him down at the 22.
This Baylor skill set is very impressive. Drake Dabney is decidedly their 2nd tight end behind Ben Sims. They've got a multitude of receivers. We've already seen, what, 4 running backs back there. A lot of weapons at Blake Chapin's disposal.
They keep Squirrel Williams on a 2nd and 3. This first quarter coming to a close, fairly low scoring between 2 teams in a Big 12 conference that puts a lot of points on the board, and this is why. They've got weapons all over the field, and Williams ushered to the sideline just shy of the 40 by Rashad Ajayi.
Nice job pressing it here by Squirrel. He just hesitates to let Ben Sims get in front of him. A little change up on that front side blocking scheme from the Baylor Bears. The 1st and 10. And the next action will be in the 2nd quarter.
Chapin, patient. We'll let it dwindle all the way down.
Of the 1st quarter.
Is that the musket?
It was. It was late. We were expecting it pregame. It came at the very end of the 1st, but maybe because West Virginia has come out firing both on the defensive end and then with a long drive on the offensive end. A 7-3 lead for the Musketeers afterward. Let's check out tonight's team comparison, sponsored by Credible.com. Baylor had that long drive that resulted in the field goal, 14 plays. That's where the time of possession comes in, but not a whole lot of separation between the two.
Yeah, coming into this game, they were almost dead even and everything, and that's how it's looked tonight.
Chapin into the air, first play of the 2nd quarter, and another completion, another big gain. Gavin Holmes down the sideline, cuts it in and inside the 5. Chapin is perfectly on target, and Holmes just does the rest with his legs.
Watch this scheme here, a little clear dig. You see Baldwin cleared out. The dig coming right behind it by Gavin Holmes, who is electric. He's had a little bit of a drop issue. Watch Shapen dial this in. This is what I mean. If it's on time, in rhythm, this guy is deadly.
Holmes came in just 9 catches, but for 180 yards. That one goes 56 on the catch and run, sets up first down and goal, and they get the freshman back in there, Richard Reese. Shapen hands it off. Reese bursting forward, spinning down at the 1.
All night long, one thing to dial into is Coach Aranda told us all he wants to see is the offense. Sounds elementary. He wants to see the offense finish forward. He wants to see the defensive line finish forward. We're obviously wearing Baylor Bears headgear when that happens, but that looked different right there from a lot of what they did last week or week and a half ago at this point.
It's about edge, and he defines edge as a violent start and a violent finish. They've got number 5, Dylan Doyle, who's a linebacker by nature, but an excellent fullback in there. Instead, they're going to give it to the tight end, and Sims has gotten himself in there. Touchdown, Baylor. Sims, who has 2 receiving touchdowns, has his first on the ground.
Little standstill jet sweep, just a short little motion there. Shapen gets him started, gets the momentum going on the 6'5", 260-pound Ben Sims. He does a lot of damage through the air. That time a rushing touchdown for Mr. Sims.
So John Mayers comes back in the game to make this a 3-point Baylor lead. And the uprights are a wonderland for Mayers. Early second quarter action. It was a big pitch and catch going to Gavin Holmes, 56 yards, just screaming down the sidelines to set up the goal line carry for the tight end, Ben Sims. And Sims puts Baylor in front, 10-7. Baylor responds with their own touchdown drive. It was Holmes, 56 yards on the reception to set up Ben Sims, the tight end, getting a rushing touchdown. Noah Rauschenberg is going to send it away. And Aaron was deep, but it will be another touchback. And let's take another look at the touchdown.
Yeah, let's take a look at the action here. You'll see Drake Damney up top. He's the tight end that leads the way, gets a start on the reach block of Sean Martin. And then Dylan Doyle, the fullback, after Ben Sims gets the rock on the little mini tight end jet sweep. Sometimes you don't have to block anybody, even if you are the greatest fullback in American history, according to offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes. We're going to take a look at his quote. If he's not an NFL linebacker, he's an NFL fullback. He's the best fullback prospect I've ever been around. And sometimes that's true, especially in that situation. You run to a landmark full speed, those guys will get out of the way.
Ron Roberts just saying his praises, believing that he puts in all the work you would want in a leader, as Justin Johnson gets the carry here on first down. And the nice, quick, decisive move, getting vertical to the 30 before Will Williams greets him.
It's a nice run by Justin Johnson. Again, tempted to bounce it. That would have been a tackle for loss. Put your left foot in the ground and make it 2nd and 5.
JT Daniels already with 56 yards on the day, longest for 19. A tough one on the handoff as he finally did get it to Johnson, and Jackson got there before he could get back to the 30. It'll set up 3rd down and long.
And no C.J. Donaldson tonight for the Mountaineers, but plenty of work between Justin Johnson and Daniels. Just looked like that time JT Daniels trying to sell almost like a sprint draw action, and Justin Johnson forgot that aspect to the play.
3rd and 6 with Ford Wheaton in motion. That's generally the target that Daniels will look for. Daniels fires. Complete. Oh, what a grab. Reese Smith brought it in initially, and then it hit the deck. What's the call here? Incomplete.
They're saying incomplete. Great effort that time from both Reese Smith and then obviously by Christian Morgan. Christian Morgan just keeps jumping out on the film. You see him in coverage in a man-to-man situation. The ball definitely doesn't survive the ground, as they like to say.
So this vaunted Baylor defense gets the job done. They are towards the top of the Big 12 in most defensive categories once again. Force another 3 and out. Straw will punt it. Gavin Holmes, who had the big catch, will receive it and take it back from inside the 30. Sheds one tackler, gets maybe a yard on that return, but a big boot coming from Straw, 40 yards to flip the field. Blake Chapin, who has been effective, 5 of 8, 115 yards, including the big one going to Gavin. He'll come back out there for the Baylor offense next.
New nucleus of this Bear attack.
Braylon Jones will be the running back. They put Sims in motion, just had that rushing touchdown to put Baylor up a couple moments ago. Take the handoff, dump it down, and Sims has a lot of room to run. Sims still on his feet across the 40, and he stumbles down at the 43. Koba finally comes up and stops him in his tracks after a gain of 13.
Good little two tight end action here. They shift, they motion, they sell a little downfield play and get it to their guy. Ben Sims in space, nice drive starter.
It was Dabney who they were really featuring early, but maybe just to open things up for Sims as this game has gone on.
Yeah, and they covered him, right? And Sims missed the Texas State game. He's missed a little time, and they've developed these other tight ends.
Chapin with time, steps up, fires a dart over the middle, and there's the other one. Dabney with another catch inside the 40, deep in West Virginia territory, and down to the 35.
It's part of a two-man route combination here. Hard sell play action. Dabney just kind of ran down to about 12 yards, stopped, and was wide open. Good job by Burks to get on the scene quickly to help out with Lowe.
Chapin now 150 through the air. Raymond Daniels in this 2B battle.
This is where if you're Jordan Leslie, the defensive coordinator for West Virginia, now it's absolutely four-down territory for Baylor.
Play action, Chapin over the middle, caught, Holmes, gone, touchdown, Baylor. A strike from Chapin.
Great design here again. Watch 89. Dabney runs almost the same route he did last time with a skinny post behind it. That skinny post is by 5'11", 200 Gavin Holmes. Watch him eat that safety. And he flashes in front of the corner. No chance. Great timing by Blake Chapin.
Aubrey Burks had a chance. But yeah, you know what? He deserves a little love after he shows off the speed. And now John Mayers comes back on and just adds to his tally. Another extra point to make it 17-7.
Just Chapin throwing and catching, and Holmes catching. Deadly combination so far tonight.
Well, Blake Chapin is dealing now. 5 of his completions have gone for 152 yards. 2 of his completions to Gavin Holmes for 91 in that last 35-yard touchdown to boot. And they are in rhythm. But this is still very much a game, and if West Virginia, after letting up 17 unanswered points, can find themselves back in the end zone, it's a one-possession game all of a sudden once again. Rosenberg sends it deep, has another touchback, and we'll see what Neil Brown can cook up for his team. You know, the decision on the second drive, they got right past midfield, had a 4th and 3, and decided to punt it away and try to pin Baylor deep. They did. Baylor marched right down the field, and now that could come back to haunt them.
Yeah, and especially, you know, he brought up, Coach Brown brought up yesterday about limited possessions.
Yes.
And I know Mountaineer, this is a huge game for Neil Brown and this entire program. They'll go back to that second drive even where Garrett Green went in, and they kind of got off rhythm after such a great, efficient first drive. Must-score drive right here.
Well, they've been really proud of JT Daniels, his improvement as a leader, is a little bit more vocal recently, and this is where that's going to come into play. He's been 6 of 7 today, and now 6 of 8 with another incompletion. This one fired in the direction of Sam James.
Sam James is a fun player to watch. 6 foot, 180. He can roll, great route runner. They had a little option route to the left. He came back to it, and that is cheating on the Bears that they got away with.
Lemire was all over James, who goes to the sideline for this 2nd and 10. Mathis had the touchdown on the opening offensive possession for the Mountaineers, and he's in there now in motion. Daniels steps up, fires a dart complete. Caden Prather, who had a big catch early, will set up another 1st and 10 with a gain of 11.
Nice protection Defensive coordinator Ron Roberts here giving them a little 5-on-5. See if they can protect us. You see one of their best pass rushers, Bryson Jackson, dropping into coverage. JT Daniels, and you said it, stepped up and rifled it in there. Big time conversion for JT.
See if West Virginia can get back to that speed. That was what was so successful, it felt like, on that first drive. The tempo that Graham Harrell was really expecting and hoping for, it was apparent, and it was effective. Mathis has the handoff. Get it to the outside, makes one-man miss, and instead of a loss, he'll get it to a gain, but not for much. Picks up a yard. Devin Lemire making up for his near penalty that never got called with a major hit there.
Watch Walcott goes flying by, another edge player flying by. As you said, great job by Mathis getting to anything. 2nd and 8. That's the edge, right? Yeah. That's the edge right there.
Well, when we asked David Aranda, what does edge mean? We would be able to tell you, oh, you'll see it. You'll see it. And so far, Baylor has brought a little something extra. Take it to Mathis, Daniel with the rollout. And Daniels finds his man. It's Prather again across midfield.
JT Daniels pass complete to Prather.
Nice route. Again, nice rhythm by JT Daniels. Hard sell play action, a little boot action. Prather run. Just a good old-fashioned comeback. Watch the vertical push on Lorando Johnson. Coming out of it. Nice spot. And Walcott finishes the deal.
Well, JT Daniels, when asked about these receivers, these tight ends, these running backs, he said he'll put them up with any room he's had, and that includes at USC with the likes of Amon-Ra St. Brown and Michael Pittman, and a near interception as that one got tipped up in the air. Brooks Miller got a hand on it, but harmlessly will fall incomplete, looking for Reese Smith.
Yeah, a lot of breaths held in this stadium. Watch JT drop the angle here. Just doesn't finish over the top, not trusting it. And thank goodness for West Virginia. This might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. Looking at that again. Great stretch for Brooks Miller.
So a little redemption on a 2nd and 10 with Justin Johnson in the backfield. They give Johnson. And he puts the head down and gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Devin Lemire, another big tackle, and it'll set up 3rd down and long for West Virginia.
As you said, Devin Lemire setting the edge. Baylor sees that play about 9 million times, right? That's their base run themselves. They're doing a great job against it thus far.
So now a 3rd down and 10 at midfield. Again, you go back to that 2nd drive. Yeah. You go 4 down here?
Yeah, I mean, you're already at that point. 8:15 left. Got to get points out of this drive.
Daniels. Rifles. Complete. Big play for Reese Smith. And a 1st down for the Mountaineers.
Great job by Reese Smith. Nice recognition here from JT Daniels. Play it with him. Split safety. Look at the middle of the field wide open. We just talked about Brooks Miller and his hand in the way. He can't keep up with Reese Smith. Was it a 1st down? It was.
You're waiting for his signal?
I was waiting for him. He's validated.
He picks up 30. 11 catches on the season. He's been another added weapon for Daniels as Justin Johnson's in there. Good news is Sam James is back on the field as well, but it will be Johnson wriggling forward and stumbling across the 15 down to the 14.
Job by Ford beating that time. Such a weapon on the outside, doing the dirty work, helping his back get a few extra yards. That looks like your arms. I saw you working out this morning. That's almost exactly what you look like.
Yeah, I won't tell you what I was injecting in there beforehand just to get him like that. It was like the SpongeBob fake arms. 2nd and 4. Handoff. Outside. Johnson. And he's hit at the line, but surges forward. 1st and goal for the Mountaineers.
Great job here by Neil Brown and offensive coordinator Graham Harrell of staying patient. They're committed to the run game. It is huge to their overall success in general and absolutely specifically against Baylor. Traditionally, very good against the run.
Allowing just 2.85 yards per rush, 6th fewest amongst Power 5 teams. As Graham Harrell upstairs in the booth checking it out. Good bird's eye view as he leaves Justin Johnson in the game.
Certainly him say kill it, kill it. They're changing the play to something else as Graham Harrell sees it communicates it downstairs, gets a signal.
Johnson's got the pill. Johnson sheds a tackler and runs into a host, including Dylan Doyle. And the fifth-year senior Iowa transfer adds to his tally.
That guy is so fun to watch. He just absolutely loves football. Ron Roberts, that's defensive corner right there for Baylor. And just cannot stop talking about Dylan Doyle. They share him on both sides. That's such a team-building thing. A guy will selflessly play both sides and play it well.
Wheaton looks like he might have one-on-one coverage at the top of the screen. Instead, it's Johnson on the handoff. Cuts it inside. Johnson is short. Down at the 1, bouncing off of tacklers, and will set up 3rd and goal at the goal line.
Yeah, the pads are popping, and as you said, they were trying to keep the safety over the top to help out with Bryce Ford Wheaton. Showed up late here on Justin Johnson as he fights and fights for it. Good finish there by Baylor. Inside the 1, 2 plays here for a touchdown if you're West Virginia.
Keep Johnson in the game. He has been the back on this drive, and he has been huge. 3rd and goal. And the flags are down.
Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Traylon Davis, the tight end. They're playing without their starter, Michael Laughlin, and maybe a little bit of inexperience.
Yeah, we've already seen the great things that Polende has done for him. It's still in your mind thinking 4-down territory, and gosh, probably 2 guys flinched there a little bit, a little tackle over action there. They had 3 O-linemen to one side, the tight end to the other side, and then Traylon Davis just a little too excited to cut back and do his job.
And this, I would assume, Mark, would be where you look for Bryce Ford Wheaton, that big body at 6'3", 225 after this timeout.
Absolutely, and Ron Roberts knows that, right? Defensive coordinator from Baylor, and Dave Aranda certainly knows that, a defensive coach in his own right. They said maybe they would edge the safety to help over Ford Wheaton. And then it comes down to that run game, and then, hey, do you try to pop a run here knowing you're going for it on 4th down?
Well, you look at the most 4th down attempts in the Power 5. Baylor sitting tied for 3rd with Washington. West Virginia not far behind. Just the attempts alone, but the mentality is really what's the key between the 2 teams.
And West Virginia actually out-executes them in this stat. They have a higher percentage of success than Baylor. Baylor's just done it a little bit more.
Yeah, West Virginia 12 of 15, 80% of the season. They're also very good on 3rd down, 49.4%, and they're outstanding in the red zone. The Mountaineers, 2nd in the Big 12 since 2020, at nearly 90% inside the red zone. This is a 3rd and goal from just outside the 5. Johnson, no, a throw, incomplete. Daniels was looking for Prather, who is guarded very closely by Lorando Snacks Johnson, and it's 4th and goal.
Prather versus Johnson. He has leverage. He's inside, and now he's got to stay flat. Stay flat, stay flat. JT Daniels has to take him inside and away. If you run a steep angle out of it, that just invites Snacks to come eat.
So it will be Casey Legg.
How many X's does Snacks have?
That's 2 X's.
2 X's?
Yeah, 2 X's. That's 2 hugs. You can put it that way.
2 G's in leg.
That's a good point. I always find it interesting. It'd be like a quarterback Richard arm, and the 23-yard attempt is perfect. 1 possession game once again here in Morgantown. After Baylor put up 17 unanswered, Neil Brown's squad responds with 3. But they were knocking on the door of this Baylor defense that bends but doesn't break on the road. Well, the first offensive drive of the game was excellent for West Virginia. It ended with a Tony Mathis touchdown run. That would be his 4th of the season. But the last drive was the best, and yet it only resulted in 3 points on a short field goal from Casey Legg. But JT Daniels, we know what he looks like when he's poised in the pocket. He's got as strong an arm as you're going to find around college football, and he showcased that both at USC and Georgia, and now here at West Virginia. Kickoff, it's going to be House getting it to Squirrel Williams. And we'll see what the young man can do across the 20. Dumped down at the 23-yard line, and that's where this drive will start after a 13-yard return. Gavin Holmes has had a couple of huge plays for Baylor to set them up. The first one went 50-plus, and the second one went for a touchdown.
Yeah, all off play action. The clear dig that fits in behind Baldwin. Baldwin does a nice job blocking for him to set up business. And here's the spot routes by Dabney, post over the top. Great throw and catch by Blake Shapen.
A lot of credit going to Jeff Grimes here for how he has distributed the football. It's been Holmes, a little bit of Baldwin, a lot of Sims and Dabney, and then all three running backs that we've seen have been effective when they've been on the field. This is going to be a first down handoff for Richard Reese, who slips away initially and then bulldozes his way forward to the 28-yard line.
There's that decision-making that you talked about earlier. Great job by Reese keeping it front side. I think we also have to give both Blake Shapen and this West Virginia defense a little bit of credit. They're taking away the primary. They're covering Sims. They're covering Baldwin, and it's the quote-unquote accessory guys getting it done.
Williams will be the running back on second down and 5. The man in motion is Dabney. And Shapen has just been stupendous. Looking for more. A deep one down the sideline. Oh, it's him again. Gavin Holmes, unstoppable in the first half. A career high in receiving yards as he goes over 100 on the day.
Just an absolute dime. We'll see the release, just a little jab inside. Now, take that space back. Good job, and his speed just like a fraction of a hair underthrown. Great spot by Blake Shapen. And was it a first down? It was.
You're just going to keep trusting?
Yeah.
What if he's wrong?
I'll check him. Holmes is right.
And right now, he is outright dominant. That one goes for 46, and on the day, he's up to 137. Quaylen Jones, the third running back already we've seen on this drive. First down and 10 inside the 30. Shapen escapes, losing the football. West Virginia's got it. Taking it the other way, it's Cox. He's got some space in front. Cox, speed, Cox, touchdown. A game breaker, a momentum buster, and West Virginia is an extra point away from the tie.
Well, we talked about the developing speed on defense. That's a backup linebacker right here with that speed. 7 is in the box. Shapen steps up, just kind of drops it. The ball, 2 hands there in the quarterback fundamental class, and then Cox just becomes a great speedster. The 5th-year senior, the North Dakota State transfer, ties the ball game pending this extra point.
Jazir Cox goes 65 yards to the house, and the West Virginia defense rightfully celebrating on the sideline. Casey Legg to tie it up. And we are all square in Morgantown.
What a huge play. Kind of comes out of nowhere. It's what this crowd needs to get back into the game, especially right before halftime. Shapen, 2 hands on the ball, just step up. He knees it, and then just a little cherry hop. Great job by Jazir Cox getting the pinkies together on the scoop and score. Maybe a little bit of a mitt there by Sean Martin. I think we got to give him credit there for the first forced fumble. Jazir Cox will certainly give him credit for that 6.
First fumble recovery of the season for Cox. And just a huge play for this West Virginia defense that has been searching for a little bit of that identity, that's been searching for the playmakers. You know, when we talked to defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie, he said the athleticism is there, the skill set is there. Now it's about getting those reps in the game slowing down, and that's a perfect example of utilizing the bye week and coming in with a fresh mindset.
Absolutely, and confidence. You know, that word confidence kept coming. Confidence kept coming. You know, that is the type of play that can flip an entire season. They have to season.
Let's not forget that Baylor's going to get the football back here, but they got the football to start the game after West Virginia won the toss and deferred. And Neil Brown starting to push all the right buttons after giving up 17 unanswered. West Virginia has responded with 10 straight.
So Baylor, you're doing inventory right now, 241. And the Mountaineer with the musket push-ups. You do yours one arm. I saw that earlier.
Those were better form than what I have.
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
The volume that I provide is a little different.
For Baylor, 3 timeouts. You got all day here running your offense. A little bit more tempo than you normally have in it, but get to the stuff you want to get.
Handoff. It is Williams dragging tacklers across the 30. Lockhart finally halts him.
More of their inside zone play, a little tighter downhill action as one of their change-ups to the outside zone, which is their bread and butter play number 1.
Get Richard Reese in there. The revolving door in the backfield continues on this 2nd and 5. Chapin gets it to Reese. He's got speed, and Reese has a first down. There's more of the decisive play of the freshman. Runs into Koba, but not before he picks up a first down and more.
This is a little change up they run. This just is a little sprinkling. Right here, they run a little option. That time off of Dante Stills. He introduces himself to Mr. Chapin. Good job by Richard Reese hanging on to that rock as the Mountaineers try to rip it out.
First down, Chapin, deep drop. Delivers another completion, and the flag is down. Looks like it's in the backfield after the hit to Chapin. Dabney with another catch, and we'll see what the eventual call is.
I think it's going to be a late hit, roughing the passer.
Personal foul. Defense number 95, roughing the passer. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Jordan Jefferson is going to be called for the penalty. Lance Dixon was in there as well, but Jefferson, who leads the team in tackles for loss, looking for another one.
Yeah, just don't want to help him out here. A little push, pull, great job. No doubt about it. It's late. It's to the face, to the upper deck. Gosh, man, that's tough. Just doesn't have to do that. Neil Brown knows it. We've got it. We've got momentum. We've got the crowd back into it. And a chunk play and a bonus given by us.
Quaylen Jones will be in there. Take the handoff to him. Chapin, lofts, end zone. Incomplete. There was some hand battling as Hal Presley was the intended target, and Ajay was there in coverage. Some experience on both sides, and now 2nd and 10.
A million versions of double post. Again with Baldwin on the inside. Everyone's scared getting out of their back pedal. And this one, I don't even think you could have caught that with your speed. Ajay on the seed if it would have been catchable.
So we'll see what is dialed up by Jeff Grimes and company. Fake it to Williams. Pressure comes. Dump it to him on the screen. And Squirrel Williams gets to the sideline. Squirrel Williams still on his feet. Squirrel Williams. Touchdown. Baylor. The Squirrel is out of hibernation in Morgantown. 39 yards to the house.
You got the outside zone. You've got the naked game. You've got the downfield passing. And then, oh, by the way, dink and dunk it to the Squirrel. And look at the big bodies. Micah Mazuka probably gets the touchdown block. As Lance Dixon just a little bit late to the party. Great finish by Squirrel Williams.
Marcus Floyd missing on the arm tackle. And crazy enough, they leave 1:14 on the clock before the end of this half. John Mayers. And the extra point goes through. 24-17, and this has become a fun Big 12 back and forth affair in the first half.
No doubt. Talk about break and serve during the break now. West Virginia, can they get a drive? At least get points of any kind. Just set up beautifully. Look at that. You got about 1,000 pounds of Baylor Bear out there in front. Look at those mobile, agile Mazuka in space. Sheds one tackler and then finishes with great ball security. Great execution, great design. Well done, Baylor Bears.
And Jeff Grimes showing out a little bit, just
everybody getting a touch, and Blake Shapen, 274 yards in this first half, and 2 scores, one going to Holmes on the long 35-yarder, and the other one now to Williams, the running back, for 39.
They have not covered kickoffs well. Rauschenberg doing a great job so far, not giving them a chance.
We'll see as Rauschenberg sends it, and it'll be a touchback as Jeremiah Aaron was waiting for it. Coming up on the State Farm halftime show, Mike Hill, Emmanuel Ocho, and Chris Peterson in Los Angeles. Big 12, a look at the conference, Oklahoma and TCU. A fantastic showdown this weekend. Penn State and Michigan, a top 10 battle between 2 Big Ten teams. So 1:14 left. Again, West Virginia's going to get the ball to start the second half, so this could be a double dip if they play their cards right.
Yeah, they'll probe it here. You got a guy like JT Daniels. They trust him absolutely. Veteran receivers outside. See if we can probe it with the run game. Ron Roberts, defensive coordinator, showing a little 5 up, making them have 5 one-on-one blocks on that O-line.
Daniels, as he throws, and incomplete. He took a shot, and that has been the difference, according to Graham Harrell, from USC to now. He's willing to take some of those shots. Still doesn't hurt any less.
So here's the look. Got to get 5 one-on-one blocks. He splits as Zach Frazier comes to help James Gamitter. Watch, and just splits him. Oh my gosh, no chance for JT Daniels.
TJ Franklin was the man to lay the boom. Honorable mention all Big 12 last year. Now a 2nd and 10. Daniels steps up. Daniels will tuck and run and slide down shy of the 30. They'll mark him down at the 28. Franklin was again in pursuit, and a timeout's going to be called. So Baylor's going to try to preserve some clock here.
Baylor, 30-second timeout.
And the Bears believe they can get the quick stop and maybe get some more points before the half. This weekend, start Saturday strong with a top 10 showdown. Number 10 Penn State battles number 5 Michigan on Big Noon Saturday. Then the Badgers and the Spartans square off at 4 Eastern. And in the nightcap, the Pac-12 race heats up. Number 7 USC takes on number 20 Utah at 8 Eastern. A massive day of college football, and it all kicks off Saturday on Fox. So a minute left here. What's the mentality if you're West Virginia on this 3rd and 7 deep in your own territory?
Convert. Sounds simple, but you got to try to convert. What do you want? Your favorite plays? They got obviously game plan plays every week in this type of situation. You got to convert, because now on that other sideline, they're smelling blood. They're feeling a little momentum shift to the guys in white and green helmets. Got to get it to halftime, probably ideally at this point, and get that drive started in the second half.
Daniels, quick drop, pocket collapses, he gets away. Daniels on the run, incomplete. He had an open Caden Prather sliding down, and it's 4th and 7 looming for the Mountaineers.
Gosh, great job by JT Daniels. He did all the hard work, and then if he just finishes it, Caden Prather takes 1 step back toward him. They're moving the chains. If you look at it from the other angle, Prather's kind of slapping himself like, man, I should have taken 1 more step back to my quarterback. Lost opportunity there for Mountaineers.
And it gives Baylor 1 more chance for some extra points. Oliver Straw, Gavin Holmes, the punter and receiver here. 54 seconds remaining. Baylor's got 2 timeouts to work with as Straw sends it. Holmes will call for the fair catch and make it just in front of the 25 at the 27. 45-yard boot will set up this Baylor offense, and Blake Shapen has been unbelievable as Neil Brown searches for answers. Well, high-scoring first half here. It's been 10 years since Baylor and West Virginia put on one of the all-time greatest shootouts the sport has ever seen. Number 25 Baylor, number 9 West Virginia. Geno Smith, 656 yards, 8 touchdowns. Stedman Bailey, 13 catches, 303 yards, 5 touchdowns. Nick Florence, 29 of 47, 581, 5 touchdowns. Terrence Williams, 17 catches, 314 yards, 2 touchdowns. I can't go through all the stats. There's too many numbers. But it was 70-63. West Virginia got the win.
Was that Drew versus Huggins? No, it wasn't.
Shapen, just adding to the tally as Holmes is carving this West Virginia defense. First down and more, just shy of the 50 as Floyd wraps him up.
Total command, it's just too much space on the back end. That time, a little stop route, a little grab route, pulling the rollbacker out of the way. Holmes dices it.
Chapin, an incompletion. He had made 9 of his previous 10 completions. 294 first half yards is a career high for Blake Chapin. He was looking for Sims.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Ben Sims maybe on a little stick route there is what Chapin was expecting, about a 6-yard out route. Didn't like the route, just dirted it.
Chapin escapes, he can run up the gut and slides down into West Virginia territory at the 48, and a timeout's going to be called. Preserve that clock, 22 seconds left. Baylor will still have the one to use.
Blake Chapin can run. JT Daniels, both these guys, again, we talked about before, they're better athletes than I think people expect. Chapin has a baseball background.
And he has spread the sugar. Holmes and Dabney have the majority of the receptions, but Sims does have that rushing touchdown. Williams on the screen, the running back, and Baldwin, who was the big target in their previous game against Oklahoma State, a 36-25 loss on October 1st, has been held somewhat in check. You mentioned the baseball background for Blake Chapin, #2 quarterback recruit in Louisiana. He was the #1 shortstop recruit in Louisiana. 2-star sport athlete in his home state, and you know, when he was getting recruited, it was a question mark. What would he do? What would he play? Well, he plays both at Baylor, and his uncle, Hal Sutton, professional golfer, 15 all-time wins, the '83 PGA Championship as well. So an athletic family.
Doesn't play golf either?
I'm sure he does.
Come on, Blake.
In his spare time.
Underachiever.
Chapin dumps it down, incomplete. He was looking for the running back, Quaylen Jones. It brings up 3rd down. Make it 4th down and 5. Jazeer Cox, who had the scoop and score. And here's his recruiting trip to USC. So you mentioned he was actually one of the few non-transfer quarterbacks, but this was an awesome photo a la Kyler Murray-esque.
There you go. Yeah, it wasn't Matt Leinart. It wasn't JT Daniels. Blake Chapin.
And
That was a big stop right there from West Virginia. We feel like that would have gotten away. Now they do, again, they get the ball back, but just mentally for this crowd to hang around. Tough for Coach Aranda to not go for that.
They barely got off this punt. Isaac Power, high kick, fair catch by Preston Fox, and he holds it in front of the 10. So 12 seconds left, 38-yard punt, and we'll see if Neil Brown just goes conservative or he takes one final shot before the end of the half. Got to assume he's going to kneel this down.
I would think so,
he's
yeah.
He's going to kneel Brown this down.
He's going to, exactly.
I just wanted to get it in.
Neil Niels.
It was in the notes.
It was. On the banks of the Monongahela. That pronunciation was in the notes.
Okay, so can you take me through that real quick? We've got 12 seconds here. Yeah, no, it's a long one.
12 seconds, no. But we talked to 7 different people, 7 different pronunciations of the beautiful Monongahela River. Monongahela, Mongolia, a bunch of others.
Well, Daniels will come out in the shotgun, and he will look to throw it. No, he's going to hand it off. Mathis will pick up a chunk gain, just keeps going all the way to the 25. And that is going to stop it. 3 seconds left, and yes, it'll tick all the way down and end this first half. So West Virginia will get the football to start the second. We've reached halftime in Morgantown. Baylor takes a 24-17 lead over the Mountaineers. After the break, we'll get you to Mike Hill, Manuel Ancho, Chris Peterson in LA. State Farm Halftime Show next.
She was an American girl.
In a place that Baylor has never won, they lead after 2, 24-17 over West Virginia. It'll be the Mountaineers to start the second half. Offensively, they'll get the kickoff after deferring. Noah Eagle, Coach Mark Helfrich. We've got Dean Blandino as well. Blake Chapin's coming off a record-setting day for himself. A career high, over 340 yards against Oklahoma State. Well, in the first half, 294, so he almost matched it in 2 quarters.
Rewrite it. He has been awesome, and how they've spread the ball. There's been 8 different receivers targeted, 6 with a reception, and here's what it's looked like. Kind of a little moderate completion here to Drake Dabney, a little low to high read there on the naked, and then the puncture play from Gavin Holmes, getting him going. At one point, he had 2 catches for 95-plus yards, and then off of that, the throwback screen to the squirrel, get the big boys out in front. Great finish from Squirrel Williams, punctuating that first half, and Shapen is loving it.
He is just dialed in right now. He did have 1 mistake in the first half, and if you had to point to that 1 mistake, that could have huge ramifications as he put the ball on the deck.
Yeah, huge. If you're watching this with children, don't look at the stats. Don't look at the stats. Watch this play, and it gives you hope. This is a 1-score game. This is a 1-play game, and it came from this West Virginia defense. Sean Martin on the pass rush, and Jazir Cox with a scoop and score. And Jordan Jefferson, a little assist. Watch it when the ball comes out. Forced fumble. He says, Shapen, get out of the way. Let my man Jazir Cox scoop and score. Great speed from the inside linebacker. Finishes with an escort. And again, a 24-17 ball game.
We'll take a look at the first half stats. As mentioned, 6 different players with a reception, 8 with a target. The 294 yards is a career high in the first half for Shapen, but he'll start on the sideline as West Virginia will get the ball, and JT Daniels, who didn't have a poor second half himself, or excuse me, first half himself, 9 of 15, 109 yards. He didn't throw the ball to the other team, which is generally a good thing. He didn't put the ball on the deck, and the running game was pretty effective. Mathis with 51 yards on 9 carries and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a plus. If you're Neil Brown, you're looking at rush stats, just the rush stats alone, 78 yards. That is huge. JT Daniels clean, but yet to find that impact home run play that Baylor has created several times.
We'll see what Neil Brown does. He's got Garrett Green already on the field.
And that's really been their deal. They're a workman-like, slog it through, pseudo-air raid package.
And it will be Green to take the direct snap, the run up the gut, and he picks up 2. So he's that Swiss Army knife. We saw him a couple of plays in the first half on the second drive that stalled out just past midfield, and Green could be used in a variety of ways. They maybe tried a different look to start the second half.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, he came in that second series, and we talked about it earlier. It really broke up the rhythm. You just wonder, hey, do they have a little something special dialed up? JT Daniels is out wide there. Do they have a little double pass off that Baylor missed earlier? Their trickeration, we shall see.
Daniels rolls, fires, Mathis complete, turns it upfield, and he looks like he's got the first down. We'll see where he's marked out, and it is enough to move the sticks. Matt Jones shoved him to the sideline.
Nice design here by offensive coordinator Graham Harrell and Neil Brown. This is to alleviate some of that pressure. You see Ika on the ground. They love him right there on the ground. Get the ball out to your big back in the flat and let him get a first down.
So Mathis will stay in there. 2 tight ends, Davis and Polende, I should say, and in there for the injured McLaughlin. 3rd time that he's torn his ACL in his football career, but it will be Mathis. Patiently waits for the blocks to develop and is dumped down at the 40.
Nice job again, body blow, body blow. Mathis 207 from Florida, runs bigger than that. You can see right there Cole Maxwell kind of in catch mode on the big back.
This is why West Virginia deferred to this second half. They trusted their defense. They were rewarded with a stop, a 3 and out on the opening drive for Baylor. After that, the offense for the Bears caught fire. Mathis bounces to the outside, turns on the Jets, and he's got another first down. Lemire comes up. He's been all over the field today from the secondary, but Mathis just chewing up yardage, continues to gash this Baylor defense.
Counter with the tight end that time. Polende pulling around, and Mathis, great job finishing it downhill. Doesn't like the A-gap hit of where it's designed to. He bounces it out with power and finishes with a first down.
Keep Mathis in there again. West Virginia playing without their star freshman, C.J. Donaldson, who went down and had to be carted off in their last game against Texas. The expectation is that he'll return next week against Texas Tech. Another completion for Daniels. This one over the middle to Prather. And he is gang tackled at the 45, but into Baylor territory, Milton comes on.
And West Virginia fans jacked up about exactly what you said about C.J. Donaldson. Nice job now changing up their tendency in the first half and find a Prather there on first down for a 2nd and short.
Get it in the gut, and Mathis has the rock spilled out, but first down gets it to the 43.
If they could churn this out, you know, if you're a West Virginia fan, again, this is a one-play difference right here as we have a Baylor, Baylor down.
It's Ika.
Gosh dang it.
The preseason second team All-American, all Big 12 selection. First team all Big 12 last year. Great personality, vibrant, raises the spirits of this team. And what Dave Aranda, who brought him over from LSU, is so impressed with is that he hasn't gotten complacent. He's continued to work after having a scintillating season last year.
Yeah, it was amazing hearing him talk about Apu Ika. As he said, hey, the coaches were complacent. A lot of the other players were complacent. This guy was not.
Ika on the field will step aside in Morgantown. Well, a great sight here at Milan Puskar Stadium as Siaki Ika, known as Apu, gets off the field on his own power.
Yeah, we don't want to speculate too much here, but just looks like Ika hit the heavy thigh board there of Tony Mathis, a little neck issue. Hopefully he'll be back.
Daniels looking to take advantage, gets it to James, shifting to the outside, sheds a tackler and puts the head down, looking for the first down yardage.
James doing a nice job, man, probably sensing his opportunity here with C.J. Donaldson out. And taking a look at that last play, Gamitter blocking Ika, comes off, you know, clean in every sense by everybody, just fighting for yardage. Mathis is big and physical, and hopefully Apu will be back.
And worked on, we saw Dave Aranda get himself back to the field right in the middle to make sure that Ika was all right, help him up. Took a couple people to get him up at 3:58. And we've got a whistle here.
Review.
This was supposed to be a 2nd and 1.
The previous play is under further review.
You nailed it. I got to say, your success rate this year has been very high.
Hey, as long as I get in, before Dean or Mike, I look brilliant. But I don't know did he maybe step out of bounds up top, and there was a little secondary motion from Tony Mathis, fighting for those extra yardage, and then obviously that T word that could come into it at some point. I'd try to find what they're looking for.
Yeah, our referee for the day is Kevin Marr, and we'll await the official word. They're going to look to see if he did step out of bounds, and we'll see if we can get another look at it. Sam James was just trying to fight for the extra yardage close to that first down. It was 9 yards officially on the field, and we'll see what the eventual decision is here as we take another look. And we'll bring in Dean Blandino to watch it with us. Dean, what do you see?
Yeah, they're looking at that right foot right there at the 37-yard line. It's going to come down. Did he step out? He's going to gain a couple of additional yards, so replay's taking a look. Probably 3 yards at this point, 3-4 yards, not a big deal. It does get me to talk to you guys, so I appreciate it, but that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the biggest thing.
And we can all point out that I'm an idiot because I said the wrong name. I said Mathis, and it was Sam James, so.
Well, actually, no one would have said it. You brought it up. But I will say it was great to see Dean's face after a hard-working first half. I'm curious on this one because these are always tough, right? When you've got the toes down, but the heel was not down.
Yeah, it looked like the heel was up to me. From those angles we saw, it looked like he was absolutely inbounds. Looked like a great spot, but there must be some other angle that they have. And we will find out with you.
The ruling on the field stands. 2nd down.
I just think it was in Dean's contract. He has to get, at some point in the 3rd quarter.
He gets paid by the word.
Yeah, if he doesn't show up in the first half, we see him.
So Kevin Marr gives us the decision. It was stands, not confirmed. So, again, that generally means not enough evidence to overturn.
Gives you a chance to talk about the replay official. Maybe just want a little love. Shot alert here. If you're this Baylor defense, probably a couple free plays in this situation where West Virginia will go for it on 4th down.
2nd and 1. Hand it off Mathis. finds the hole, and Mathis puts forward down at the 25.
Great job by Tony Mathis, staying square and yet downhill and powerful. Watch him bounce this outside, bounce it outside a little bit more, and then run through that inside arm as Devin Neal has to respond and make the play. Run through Rando Johnson on that edge.
Hands in motion. Throw it. Oh, batted down at the line and nearly picked. Al Walcott had a chance at it as it fell basically in his breadbasket. And a sigh of relief once again for Daniels as he avoids another near INT.
Yeah, this entire crowd, when that ball got tipped in the air, just held their breath. You see, it could have been a couple of players there with possible, and then Al Walcott just, oh my gosh, I almost had it. I'm going to anticipate here at some point they got to run a little slant and go. Baylor is sitting on all that kind of stuff, multiple opportunities for double moves on the outside, should they wish.
Bryce Ford Wheaton has been quiet, just 3 catches, 24 yards. And Daniels will go over the middle. It's back to James, makes a man miss, and he's in. Touchdown, make it Caden Prather. And Prather gets more points on the board for the Mountaineers.
Nice execution, just a little bread and butter slant route in behind, and it breaks the tackle. Prather, great job staying on his feet. Great job ball security as Al Walcott tries to bust out of it. Just a little, whether you call that a little red zone short post with a mini option out underneath it or a slant. Either way, it is 6 for the Mountaineers.
Lemire on the missed tackle. Prather takes full advantage. We've got a hand that's engulfed by blue light, and it doesn't matter. Leg on the extra point, and we are all tied up at 24. Well, Prather had been quiet himself, came in with 2 touchdowns on the season. He adds another one and gets the Mountaineers back even at home in this Big 12 showdown. All is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Well, things have gotten very interesting here at Morgantown and Milan Puskar Stadium. 10-play drive, 75 yards. The Mountaineer is doing push-ups. Yeah, I like that. Is that a car? Kind of. It's like an old car.
Did you wear that when you were doing your workout today?
Bleed the field. 24 apiece. This one is going to be returned by Williams. Finds a seam. Williams to the outside. And he is wrapped up at the 25. 20 yards on the return.
Yeah, looked like he may have gotten a little face mask there. No call. He fell a little awkwardly with the extra action. Let's take a look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, certainly a face mask. I think that kind of evens out earlier. I think we definitely had a little pass interference by Baylor that they got away with. 1 apiece, and hopefully he'll be okay.
It was Jacoby Spells on the face mask here, number 28, before Williams got spun down and then hit again on the second effort by Mallinger.
Yeah, had a little whiplash with the ground, and then, as you said, the finishing blow there.
And Spells receiving some love from his team as Squirrel Williams, who had the touchdown late in the first half on the screen pass from Blake Shapen, will slowly make his way to his feet and back towards the Baylor sideline. So Baylor has been going with a legitimate 3-headed monster in the backfield of Williams, Quaylen Jones, and the freshman Richard Reese, and it has worked to perfection to this point. Those 3 have all been effective, averaging at least 4.5 yards per carry apiece. And then it's opened up that play-action pass game for Shapen, who in the first half set a career high with 294 yards.
Yeah, it's been downfield, it's been mid-range, it's been short range, and then the deadly screen to that man, Squirrel Williams.
Gavin Holmes had the massive first half, 157 yards on 4 catches and a touchdown. Reese will be the running back on first down. And he's got the handoff, just trying to fight for every yard he can get. Picks up 2 as Sean Martin greets him after the short gain.
Yeah, you said it, short game. Great job with a run stopper. This crowd, man, and again, you can feel it behind this team right now. Great time for a huge stop to get this momentum fully flipped on this sideline.
Can Baylor get Monterey Baldwin involved? He's a weapon, but only 1 catch. Throw it. Oh, what a catch! Full extension for Hal Presley. He's going to be short of a first down, but makes it 3rd and short as opposed to 3rd and long.
Hey, since my quarterback's spreading him out, I'm going to earn his confidence right here, make him look good. Shaping with just a little bit of a little outside miss. Presley adjusts. Man, that is a great catch. Strong fingers, as they call him here in West Virginia.
Second career 300-yard passing game for Shapin. It's 2 in a row after he did it against Oklahoma State on October 1st.
Free play if they'll go for him 4th down. Let's see what they do.
Play action, Shapin. Swing it. Incomplete. Oh, he was looking for his running back, Quaylen Jones, in the 2nd consecutive pass that he misfires.
Yeah, he was trying to cut loose. As I was talking about, they were cutting loose a shot play. They had Baldwin. They had Sims on a double post. It was covered. And then, as you said, dropped it down to Jones and misfires. And Milan Pushkar is going to see the plan right here. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Baylor 10 of 16 on the season on 4th down. They've got Doyle as the fullback. They hand it off to Reese, and he stumbles forward. 1st down, Bears.
This place would have exploded with that step on that side of the 50. But here's Dave Aranda to Coach Jeff Grimes. You get 4 plays. I trust you. I trust our defense. That's what we're going to do. And then Mr. Reese, execute.
Jeff Grimes told us that Reese is not scared of the moment. Shaping. Incomplete. Too tall for Baldwin. Standing at just 5'9" on a good day, and Baldwin couldn't use the vertical on that one.
No doubt about that. Great defense there by this Mountaineer back end. They had him surrounded. There were 4 Mountaineers. Watch the too high, too low. That's a tough bit for Shapin and almost a tip pick. Look at that tight window.
2nd down. Shapin grabbing signals from the sideline. Play clock down to 5. Reese, stutter step. Reese turns on the Jets, and he's into West Virginia territory. Koba caught up to him just shy of the 40, but another big gain on the ground.
This is design. You want to press it, press it, press it, press it as long as you can, and that right foot hits right there, getting vertical. And man, is that a great tackle by Koba. Otherwise, he is gone. Bartlett couldn't tackle him down. Richard Reese, 5'9", 175, almost gone.
Choose up 22 more and sets up another 1st down. Holmes in motion. Enough, and it is Jones. Just greeted right at the 40. Sean Martin has been a big player here. It was Reese again on the carry.
Great job just wadding it up here by this West Virginia front. But again, right here, this is a 4-down situation for Baylor. They'll already determine it at this part of the field. Hey, we need a 4th and 3 or 4th and 4 or 4th and 5, whatever that go-no-go spot is for Jeff Grimes.
Play action to Jones. Shapin will get it to him, and he's got some room to run. Jones with a pedal to the metal, across the 20, and dumped down to the 15. Nice catch and run as he went down low. Mallinger got to him.
Nice job finding Jones. Play it with Shapin. Monterey Baldwin runs a little drag corner. He was wide open. You see all that green grass. Baldwin's right out in front of him. Good job dropping it down. Shapin felt he had to get it out, feeling a little pressure. Here it is right here. Little drag. Oh, nope, I'm going the other way, and I'm open. He's going, hey, Shapin, what'd I say?
25 yards. Nice play of the drive. Shapin with some room. He's going to run it and slide down. He gets hit after the fact, and there are the flags. 3 of them fly down. Chapin is on the field. Wilson Lamp came in and made a major mistake. And now the main concern is for the quarterback, Chapin, who has had himself a career day. 326 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns.
Blake Chapin had a chance to find Gavin Holmes 6 in the corner of the end zone, and we'll take a look.
After the play was over, personal foul with targeting. Defense number 20. The previous play is under further review.
Crowd's not going to like it.
There is no immediate, or they call it the expedited review, but if there's none of that for targeting, but if there were, this is as easy as it gets, unfortunately, and we'll check in with Dean.
Dean, what do you see here?
Yeah, this is targeting. The referee announced personal foul with targeting. So we've got the personal foul for hitting the sliding runner and then leading with the shoulder to attack to the head neck area. That's the targeting element that is reviewable, but this should be confirmed and result in a disqualification.
And Wilson Lamp, one of those inexperienced defensive backs for West Virginia, just a redshirt freshman. And he knew it right away. That's the thing.
Yeah, he knew it. He came to the sideline, apologized to Coach Brown, a couple of his buddies. Just too late, too high. That's the textbook version of it, and this will be a quick one. You could see him right there on the field. He knew it. Good job by Dabney not reacting. You know, so many times that there's a bang reaction by that offensive player to get the offsetting penalty. Good discipline right there by Baylor.
So we'll see what Kevin Marr and this officiating crew comes up with here. They're taking a long, hard look at it. Replay official D. Anderson. But these are always tough ones, especially when it results in a player like Chapin, who's having himself just an unbelievable outing, shaken up. And he is on his feet, which is the most important part, walking on his own power here. If the backup would have to come in, there's Kyron Drones as a redshirt freshman who's thrown 9 passes this year for 124 yards. Luke Anthony is a 7th-year senior, a transfer from Louisiana Tech. They've got a freshman and Grayson McHenry.
The ruling on the field of targeting is confirmed. Number 20 is disqualified for the remainder of the game. It'll be half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. The fans, you know, it's in their job description to boo that, but very easy decision. Even Neil Brown knew it, but again, he's going to fight for his guy till the end, as he'll continue to do no matter what happens.
So Andrew Wilson Lamp will have to miss the first half of next week's game against Texas Tech in Lubbock, unless West Virginia does appeal to the Big 12.
I'd be surprised if they did.
I would agree.
Yeah. Just got to refocus here. All right, refocus, do your job. First and goal. You got a tie ball game.
And we'll see who is the quarterback. It is going to be Kyron Drones, redshirt freshman from Pearland, Texas. Played 2 games last year during his redshirt season. As mentioned, has thrown 9 passes, also has a rushing touchdown on the season. And we'll see what the 6'2", 223 frame is capable of. Hand it off. And it will be Drones to Jones, and Quaylen Jones is run backwards after a short game.
Yeah, it even rhymed, but the rhyming play for a loss. Great job there by West Virginia stepping up. It shows the confidence that they have in Kyron Drones. That's a replay. That was a replay all the way, and that's rare of a first play for a guy when you put him in the game, on the road, in the red zone. That's telling.
Jones is staying there at the running back position at 2nd and goal. Baylor looking to respond to the touchdown. Jones turning down at the 2. Koba with another touchdown saving tackle. And we've got another, looks like another injured player, this time on the West Virginia side, down. It is going to be Sean Martin, a defensive end who has made some big plays today.
Yeah, Sean Martin had the forced fumble leading to the Jazir Cox scoop and score. Try to take a look if we can see what happened.
Big number 91 in the middle of things. And yeah, it got rolled up on. Just unavoidable plays. And we'll check on Martin as Baylor will have a 3rd and goal when we return. Well, Sean Martin got up on his feet and got himself off the field with slight limp after he got hit in the knee. Meanwhile, Blake Shapen making his way towards the locker room. So it will be Kyron Drones. On a 3rd and goal, Drones is going to throw. Incomplete, a little bit too far in front of Ben Sims, the tight end. And it'll bring up 4th down and decision time for Baylor.
It is, and it looks like they're going to go for it. You wonder, all these situational plays with your backup quarterback, going to sell the run game, the big boy hardball run, try to throw it to your best tight end. As you said, just a little bit over his big old 6'5" outstretched hand.
Baylor already got a 4th down conversion on this drive. Can they do it for the 2nd time? This time with their backup quarterback Drones in there. 4th and goal.
There's nobody on the edge over here. If we got a little quarterback run called.
Drones, a dart, touchdown. Hal Presley holds it in. Big time throw from the backup QB.
Great spot here. Drones. Great job going flat by Presley. Big, strong hands. Nice job. Spells tries to rip it out at the beginning and the end, but just he's beat right off the bat with that alignment. Ton of credit to that backup QB.
John Mayers, extra point, and gravity has returned to Baylor's side. So West Virginia marches down the field on the first possession of this 2nd half. They score a touchdown. And then amidst a little bit of adversity with Shapen going to the locker room, Drones comes in and orchestrates the finale to this drive.
Yeah, you can see West Virginia bringing the pressure. Spells just an all-out man, but Hal Presley, he's the big boy, 6'3", 200. He says, hey, Drones, nice dime.
Dave Aranda, who just preaches love and compassion within his team. He said these guys are close. These guys are real close. Went to see a movie last night when they got here to Morgantown, and you can feel that when your QB and your leader goes to the locker room and your backup comes in and does that.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of special traits about this guy. I think the number one thing, person over player. It rules everything that they do. And when you start with that as your bedrock, you got a chance.
Another touchback for Rauschenberg, and West Virginia, and JT Daniels, who went into the locker room himself, is now going to be out there. He came running back out and pumping up the crowd. We're not even sure why he went to the locker room, but all we care about is that he's back on the field now after throwing the touchdown in the last drive.
Yeah, there was a lot going on during that last break. We had 2 of the best linemen off on both sides. Both quarterbacks are in the locker room. JT, he came out like a pro wrestler, pumping up the crowd.
I've got Justin Johnson, the running back, with him on a 1st down here from the 25. Consistency will be the key for both of these offenses, the way they played through this game. Daniels, Johnson on the screen. Elusive, Johnson hurdles, and a gain of 4. Gabe Hall went down low to force him down to the deck.
Great chase there by Gabe Hall. Beautiful stop-start again by Justin Johnson.
Johnson along with Mathis have both been effective when they've had the ball in their hands. Mathis really filling in for C.J. Donaldson, who had 6 touchdowns in the first 5 games. Daniels hands it off. This one's not going to go very far as Morgan comes up and makes a tackle at the 31. Ika on the sideline. That's the big boy. Just 2 tackles today, 1 QB knockdown, but no sacks, no TFLs. And this is the guy that if you can neutralize, you feel pretty good about your chances.
Absolutely, and unfortunately for college football, he's neutralized because of hopefully not a long-term injury. I thought I saw him in on that PAT attempt, but certainly in good spirits. Huge 3rd and 4.
Got a man in motion. It's Reese Smith. Daniels. A laser beam and another first down. It's going to be Prather who had the touchdown on the last drive, who moves the sticks.
Nice job by JT Daniels. Prather had the first down. Watch this little stop route, little option route. Bang. He had the first down. He didn't have the first down. Then he fought back through it. Good job by JT Daniels, trusting him, throwing to a clean spot to that inside armpit, 1st and 10.
Will Williams slams him down. Kind of reminds me of former American Idol winner Philip Phillips. Daniels dials up a deep ball here. Oh, it's brought in. Sam James gets underneath it. Right the breadbasket by Daniels, and a huge gain as he was working on Walcott.
This is JT Daniels, man. Special arm strength, a little lean back, a little pitcher finish. And Sam James can go and get it. This guy is fun to watch run routes. Sam James, he's physical, he's quick, he's fast.
32-yard pickup. We have still not seen a whole lot of Bryce Ford Wheaton. Can he get involved late on this drive? Daniels evades and throws it in the dirt in the direction of Jeremiah Aaron.
Smart, he was outside the pocket there. Good job dirting it. It was both in the area and beyond the line of scrimmage, so no chance for grounding there. Nothing was downfield. Not a great chance for him to run right there. Again, if you're JT Daniels and the approach here from offensive coordinator Graham Harrell, this is 4-down territory. You got to score a touchdown on this drive. From where we are right now, how Baylor is humming offensively. And without Apu Ika in the game, you got to strike.
West Virginia looking for the equalizer. We'll hand it off to Justin Johnson. And he'll wiggle through for 2 more. So Johnson's been fairly bottled up. Daniels and Green have had a couple carries each, and now we've got another injured Bear on the field. They have dealt with some injuries on both sides, including to their starting quarterback and their star defensive lineman, Siaki Ika. We'll check on who's down for the Bears when we come back here on FS1. Another look at how the edge rusher Bryson Jackson and then TJ Franklin go down for Baylor. Number 9, Franklin there.
Yeah, just another physical finish from Justin Johnson, similar to that Apu Ika issue, and looked like a shoulder. Really could have been either shoulder. A lot of physical play between those tackles.
Brings up 3rd down and 9, a crucial play for West Virginia.
Rob Roberts showing that same look on defense. 5 up front, turns everything into a single block for the offensive lineman from West Virginia.
Daniels, quick strike, and a completion, and Sam James fights forward, 1st down, Mountaineers. He just squirted past Devin Lemire, and Lemire finally got to him after the chains moved.
Great chemistry right here. JT Daniels was picked up. It should have been picked up. He got it out off the unblocked defender, and a dime to Sam James, 1st down.
Daniels, delayed handoff. Johnson, space in front. Johnson burst through. Touchdown. Justin Johnson. Pedal to the middle. And West Virginia, an extra point away from getting back even. He just split Lemire and Morgan to Pater.
Great execution. Baylor is so good. You want them to do their job, defend the pass. Oh, whoop. Let's split it right down the middle. Then he splits both safeties. Perfect execution. Great timing for that call, a 5-man box. Touchdown, Mountaineers.
3rd touchdown of the season, 3rd of the career for the sophomore Justin Johnson, and now Casey Legg will come on to even the score here in Morgantown. And
And we are all square once again here at Milan Puskar Stadium. Justin Johnson doing work. He's got a great feel. He can get vertical, and he gets 6 more. Tie game. How about that response from West Virginia? 8 plays. They go 75 yards. JT Daniels accurate. 3rd straight game with a touchdown for Justin Johnson, as the fill-in of Mathis and Johnson for C.J. Donaldson has just worked to perfection.
Yeah, JT Daniels, huge credit right there. A couple of big-time long field throws to Sam James and showing some toughness prior to that draw.
This drive is going to start just in front of the 25 for Baylor. Sunday, Tom Brady leads the Buccaneers into the Steel City, or the Jets visit Lambeau to take on Rodgers and the Packers, or other regional action. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Well, former West Virginia quarterback Geno Smith, we showed you those numbers from that matchup with these two teams where West Virginia put up 70 points. He has been unbelievable in Seattle this year.
If I would have let you pick between Russell Wilson and Geno Smith,
don't do it.
You have to tell the truth.
Don't do it.
Geno, I would have picked you. Here we go.
Bears country. Let's ride. Except for there on 1st down. Another great play made by this West Virginia defense. They've had a couple of them. Hershey McLaurin comes in from the defensive backfield and just lays the boom.
Yeah, this is a backup they've said that they expect to see more from. Great job locating the ball. Beats the block of Drake Dabney. Comes inside. Nice awareness now. Got safeties down and involved. That's when you take that shot in behind if you're the Baylor Bears.
Kyron Drones is the quarterback after Chapin went down with an injury, and Drones is throwing darts. Major completion as Monterey Baldwin gets involved and is shoved out at midfield.
Pass complete to Monterey Baldwin.
25-yard gain.
They say that speed kills. That's a fact. And speed also gets you open. Baldwin pushes. It's basically a deep corner route is what it turns into, and a great spot by Kyron Drones. You see the post on the outside. Baldwin flattens it out as the DBs. They have to retreat with his speed.
Baldwin in motion. Play action. Drones in the pocket. Delivers in stride. It's Gavin Holmes. Another gasher of 20 and out of bounds as Ruffin was trying to keep up stride for stride.
Nice job by Drones. This is about a ½ an inch from a sack. Working off that play action. This ball barely get off. He's down in touch football, but we don't play that at Big 12.
No. I mean, maybe club, but not varsity. Holmes with a huge day. End of this 3rd quarter. Kyron Drones in there for the injured Blake Chapin, who took over for the incumbent Jerry Bohannon. Action all over the field, under the lights on a Thursday night in Morgantown. 15 minutes to decide a winner in this Big 12 showdown on FS1. Hi, Rocket Mortgage. Big 4th quarter ahead. West Virginia looking to get back to 500. Baylor looking for their first win in Morgantown. And when college football is about Jimmys and Joes, this Joe is getting it done. Another catch, another reception, another big gain for Gavin Holmes. He had 180 in the first 5, and he's over that today.
Great recognition by Kyron Drones. They're bringing the house, bringing the edge, plus the corner. He says, I watched the first half. This Holmes kid is pretty good.
Kobo was the one who tipped it, and Holmes with a concentration sets up 1st and 10 just outside the 10. And it, Quaylen Jones following his blockers, pushing forward down to the 5.
There's that forward push that Dave Aranda willed back into this team during the little mini bye week. Both teams really have done a decent job running the football. West Virginia against Baylor have had a great night running the football. Certainly that last draw for a touchdown punctuated it. But now it's all about red zone execution for these two teams going back and forth.
It's the backup quarterback, Kyron Drones, the former 4-star recruit in for Blake Chapin, with 3 tight ends here on 2nd down and short. Drones Jones hands it off. Touchdown! Quaylen Jones gets in. And Baylor gets back on the board.
As I talked about, trying to impose their will in the run game, they motion down receiver Josh Cameron, 34, and look at that cutback lane right there. Great finish by Quaylen Jones. He's all fired up.
John Mayers will look to get this back to 7, and we'll see if West Virginia can continue this ping pong back and forth. Oh, it's blocked! The extra point is blocked, and West Virginia's got a chance to return it. Nothing but green grass in front. 2 more points on the board. Jacoby Spells with the awareness and the speed down the sideline.
We talked to both head coaches about special teams. Neither team has had an impact play in special teams. Oklahoma State obviously had a kickoff returner, almost 2, and this is a huge play in this back and forth affair. Spells almost falls asleep himself. You're the touchdown corner in that spot, or in this case, the 2-point safety. When you block that PAT in college football, a huge play for West Virginia.
Stills gets in there to block it, and it's Spells to return it. What a game in Morgantown. Well, momentum is a funny thing, and we've had it on both sides throughout this game. West Virginia with their second big play on a loose ball of the day. Dante Stills comes in, blocks the extra point, and then the defensive back, Jacoby Spells, the freshman from Fort Lauderdale, takes it the distance for 2 points, and it feels like in this game, every point matters. And when you've got Dante Stills, or realistically, anybody with the last name Stills on the team, you feel pretty good. Dante, his brother Darius, and his father Gary have combined for 59 sacks at West Virginia.
That's a lot of work done right there. An unbelievable effort here. Watch 55. Splits right between the guard and the long snapper. Gets skinny. Gets his big mitts up in the air. And then great awareness by 28 Jacoby Spells. You said it. The freshman scoop and score. A huge momentum swing. And this crowd's back alive after giving up a touchdown.
Daniels rolling. Hit as he throws. Lofting. Oh, incomplete. He was looking in the direction of Sam James, who nearly caught it on the ground, and it's 2nd and 10.
That is so good by JT Daniels, man. He knows he's got his guy out there. He sees, uh-oh, I got Ika back in the game. He needs to make up for lost time. The body weight is to the side of JT Daniels, but when it's that much body weight, he's still got a little body on that body.
Even half of Ika is a whole lot.
That's you plus you.
Plus a little bit, yeah. 2nd and 10. Ika, good to see him back in the game. The preseason All-American went out earlier in this half.
JT Daniels disagrees.
And for the first time in quite some time, a catch for Bryce Ford-Wheaton, who scampers forward for 9.
They've done a great job on him. You can definitely see the plan from defensive coordinator Ron Roberts. They're putting a corner and a safety over the top of Ford-Wheaton. And as you said, they've taken away the long ball. Good adjustment by West Virginia to feed that big beast. I was talking to him in pregame. He is a man.
Yeah.
I do not look like that guy in any way, shape, or form.
And still just a redshirt junior, 6'3", 224. We'll see what they do on 3rd and 1. Handoff. Stumbles, keeps the footing, and Tony Mathis moves the chains.
Nice job by Mathis again. So impressed by this guy's ability. Watch him stay square, stay low. Little hesitation dribble, little Coach Huggins hesitation dribble, and then represses it. 1st down.
I feel like you've got an affinity for Coach Huggins after an experience you had with him years ago.
That is true. I was at the Cincinnati, West Virginia NCAA tournament game. I didn't remember that was 1997 or 8. Boise, Idaho, and he was on the wrong team that time.
Allen with a catch, breaks a tackle, gets across the 40 and out of bounds.
And I remember he was really mad at the Mountaineer mascot. The Mountaineer West Virginia hit a shot. I think it was to win it, or obviously to take the lead at that point, and they stormed the court. There was still time left, and I learned a lot of words that night I've never heard put together.
That's why Bob Huggins is an absolute legend. It never hurts to have a Hall of Famer on the sideline. Meanwhile, we look at the balance of this West Virginia offense. Both coaches really stress getting the run game involved, and both have done that to a major scale. 128 yards rushing for West Virginia is huge by their standards, as Mathis is tripped up. Could have potentially broken that one, but does get enough for another first down.
Yeah, he was just getting the first down, man. He had a chance that time to plant, get vertical, and go. But a good job just being smart, get those chains moving.
That scoop and score on the extra point completely changes the dynamic of this game.
Absolutely, yep.
So much time. It felt like that first half, it zoomed by. Defense was playing well. Those drives were long, took a lot of the clock, and this has just been back and forth. Bang, bang, bang. Daniels on the run, incomplete. He was looking for Aaron again and just threw it a little bit too far in front as Johnson was shadowing him every which direction.
Yeah, that's the first time I think he's almost turned that into a force. Could have just dumped it down to his guy, Palende, but here's that stat. Over 100 yards in Neil Brown's tenure, 15-2. Under 100 yards, 3-19 tonight. They have done a fantastic job on the ground. Does that stat hold true?
And it looks like Daniels is bleeding from his non-throwing hand as well. We'll see if they can continue with the run. Daniels has been efficient regardless. 2nd and 10. Daniels rifles another completion over the middle, and Preston Fox is spun down, and a flag comes in late.
Yeah, I heard that sideline yelling face mask, helping out the officials. The late flag coming in from the. That just looks like a collar. And maybe. And Yanwu, 46, the guilty party. They talked about it on the side. We'll see if they wave it off.
That flag came from about 20 yards away, too. That was a deep one.
Yeah, the field judge is back. And again, he was getting a lot of help from this sideline. Clearly not a face mask.
All right, let's bring Dean Blandino back in here to explain.
Yeah, they're talking about it, and it's not a face mask, obviously, and it's not a horse collar, but let's see what Kevin Marr says. Great flag pickup. They got together, they talked about it. Horse collar has to be the back or the side. That was obviously in the front. Officials talked about it, picked up the flag, so that's good communication.
I think this has been a pretty well officiated game. Maybe a couple calls here and there, but
it's been
overall
balanced. And you know, again, the crowd, they're fanatics, right? That's again in the title.
So it sets up 3rd down and 3. Feels like 4-down territory for West Virginia.
It was on, as Dean said, it was on the nameplate on the back. Totally different story.
Mathis stays in at the running back position. Fox is the man in motion, and they swing it to him. Fox is going to have to make something happen. Trying to navigate, can't get there. He's a yard shy. Good job by the Baylor defense of recognizing the ball carrier and getting to the point of attack quickly.
Great job of rallying to it. TJ Franklin trying to go a little Oscar award-winning performance there to draw the foul, but a great job rallying. 3, 4, 5 Baylor Bears show up on the case. Great job by Mark Milton, probably 3, the primary tackler. Let's go 4th round.
12 of 15 on the season. Make it 12 of 16. Baylor gets the stop. And Yanwu comes in, and a huge play to swing the momentum back to the Bears.
They just suffocated this. They were in the backfield almost before the exchange. Indeed, before the exchange, big TJ Franklin says, I'm back, I'm good, our ball.
Back here in Morgantown, down the stretch we go, and Dave Aranda, he asked for his team to play with that edge that they've been lacking the last couple of weeks. He's got to feel proud about how his guys have responded.
That's Dave Aranda storming the field. That's that emotion coming out of him right there.
Oh, big dashing play again. This one, Monterey Baldwin, and if you can't get it to him through the air, get it to him on the ground, a gain of 20.
We asked Jeff Grimes, offensive coordinator, just that. Hey, how do we get the ball in this guy's hand? Period. Do you hand it to him? jet sweeps, a little toss reverse, and a great job by Ben Sims out there in front, the big tight end.
And that was the best starting field position already from the 45. They gain the 20, get to the 35 of West Virginia. And now they're in business with their backup quarterback, Karen Drones. Hand off and a stutter step move for Quaylon Jones. Ball is out. Did Baylor get back on it? Scrum is going to be there just in front of the 30. Stills believes that the Mountaineers have it. And West Virginia's got it. Jazir Cox, who had the scoop and score in the first half, finds his nose for the football again.
All he does is make huge plays. You see Burks puts his face on the ball and it comes out. No doubt that ball is out. They try to do a little scoop and score. You see Spells. All the big hitters tonight. Spells had the scoop and score for the 2, but it's Jazir Cox who recovered. Neil Brown rallied this defense on the sideline, and they responded big time.
Give him the hat. Get it to him. He deserves it.
It's a well-earned headlamp right there.
Matt Jones was... or excuse me, it was Jazir Cox who recovered it. It was Burks who got it out, and it was Jones, Quaylon Jones, who put it on the deck. JT Daniels a little high, and it doesn't matter. What a grab. Place forward Wheaton. First down.
Well, we talked about his leaping ability early. 6'3", 224. Go get it. Strong fingers. Right in front of Christian Morgan. That's great cover guy on great receiver. Nice dime from JT Daniels. Trusting your big guy.
6th time these two teams have played in Morgantown. West Virginia has won the first 5. Baylor looking to hold on for their first victory here as Johnson is spun down after a modest gain. And when we asked Neil Brown what the key to the game was for West Virginia, what was the first thing he said? Turnovers. Who wins the turnover margin? Well, it's 2-0 in favor of West Virginia.
That has been huge, 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 huge. Jazir Cox obviously turning 1 into 6 points himself. What will this drive become? Will likely determine the outcome of this game.
Wheaton at the bottom of your screen. Johnson throwing him back. A late handoff and Johnson stumbles. It'll be 3rd and long, just shy of midfield.
Biggest thing there, man, for Johnson is just the patience and working inside. Trying to see, he did end up getting a little friendly fire from Wyatt Milam.
They're going quickly. Daniels, oh, another spectacular catch by Prather. First down, West Virginia, highlight after highlight. 18 yards.
Ford Wheaton check. Sam James check. Prather, go get you one.
Play action, Daniels feeling himself, fires, incomplete. He was looking for Ford Wheaton in double coverage, and no flag came in, much to the chagrin of this crowd. Christian Morgan came in to lay a hit.
Yeah, we're going to try to take a look here. A receiver going up and get it. If he goes up and gets it, attempts, he gets defenseless player protection. Nothing there, in my opinion.
Good call.
But man, was that such a great play from Caden Prather. Smart by Christian Morgan there, 4 to lay off. Neil Brown disagrees with everything I just said on the side.
Sets up 2nd and 10, play clock down to 3. Handoff. Mathis. Oh, Mathis! He could go, and he will! Tony Mathis! 2nd touchdown of the day, and he puts West Virginia up.
Just great run. Again, that counter play they had success with early. This time he does bounce it outside for Pater. Great job on the perimeter by the wideouts. Made some great plays through the air. And we've seen Ford Wheaton, Prather, Sam James, Mathis, finishes the deal.
Leg comes on for the all-important point after to put them up by 3. And Leg delivers. Back and forth we go. Fire the musket. Tony Mathis, the redshirt sophomore, with the star freshman C.J. Donaldson on the sideline. It started with Daniels dialing up some deep balls, Prather with the catch, and then Mathis, the vision, the speed, the toughness, the patience. Paydirt, and West Virginia has the lead at home. Tony Mathis with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, his 2nd career multi-touchdown game. And just like that, with 7:05 remaining, West Virginia has a 3-point lead, and they've done it on the back of their defense. Jordan Neighbors will return for Baylor. Neighbors finds a seam and spun down across the 30. But mention the defense. It has been everything as we look at our Built for Success presented by Rocket Mortgage for the playbook on home loans, Rocket Camp.
Yeah, defense that has been much maligned coming into this game. Jazir Cox doing himself with a little help from Sean Martin on the forced fumble. You've got Dante Stills right up the middle. Jacoby Spells says, I'll take that for 2. And then the game possibly changing play. Burks putting his face on it. Jazir Cox finally ends up with it. And that leads us to West Virginia 40, Baylor 37. Let's go.
With a backup quarterback who's got an arm and has got what appears to be a first down throw to Drake Dabney. You know, Blake Shapen went to the locker room after taking a big hit up top, and it's been Kyron Drones, the redshirt freshman, who has looked poised coming in relief.
Absolutely, you can see it right there, 4 for 5. Has, you know, the one incompletion was kind of a little specialty red zone play right there that he missed. He would say that himself, but has been fabulous, has run the show well. They'll do their normal deal in terms of using every down that they can.
Waylon Jones, who had the fumble on the last drive, spilled out across the 45. It's Spells who had that scoop and score, and that feels like potentially the biggest play of the game. But then you talk about the fumble, and you're potato.
Exactly. There was such a huge momentum, so you could feel the stadium totally deflate. After that, you talk about special teams and emotion. This play, they were dancing for 2 points, and rightfully so.
Dabney in motion on 2nd and 7. Take the handoff. Drones in trouble. Drones throws it away. Nice play by the backup QB.
That's it. That's huge. That's trust by that sideline built up with Kyron Drones here. There's nothing downfield. I'm getting pressure. Let's launch this to row 7 and take no chances. Bartlett right on his heels along with Exree Lowe.
3rd and 7, and this crowd coming alive. Baylor 0 for 2 on 3rd down in the 2nd half. Drones, a BB, and who else but Gavin Holmes to move the sticks. The guy has been ridiculous, over 200 yards on the day.
He has been ridiculous. Watch the timing of Kyron Drones, just a little occupying post. Oh my gosh, if you're West Virginia, Lee Coble was right under that. Bit just a little bit, and he threw it right through him. Well done.
15 more yards through the air. Holmes, 7 catches, 210 yards, and the touchdown. Richard Reese, the running back.
And the play from the sideline, changing it up.
Reese, good patience and vision as he dives forward for 8. Exree Lowe was in the area and swallowed him up quickly.
Running with him, press it. You see that open hole coming inside of Marcus Floyd, 24. Nice run by Reese. Been a lot of those lately.
Jones back in there on a 2nd and 2. And a flag. This one ruled dead.
False start. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Grant Miller, the right guard. There is Blake Shapen, who was having a career day, second straight 300-yard game, and was just finding every opening, every crevice of this West Virginia defense.
He was phenomenal. That's in a half. That is in a half.
And it was on a targeting play that disqualified Andrew Wilson-Lamp that took Shapen out of the game early in the third quarter. But Kyron Drones has come in, and he has performed well with a chance to try to get his team back in front here. Deep drop. Drones going for the end zone. Incomplete and a flag. Gavin Holmes the target, and he was blanketed by Malachi Ruffin.
Yeah, Ruffin knew it. Just had to come back on the ball. Was it just a little bit underthrown? No doubt about this one.
Pass interference. Defense number 14. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Ruffin knew it, and unlike most DBs, admitted it immediately. That was the only, my fault. But hey, that's better than a touchdown. That underthrown ball, that's one of the easiest ones to plant, as Holmes did there, and come back and draw that pass interference.
He's spoken like a true offensive coach.
Hey, well, throw the flag.
Limited amount of penalties in this game. Just 6 combined, 4 minutes to play, 1st and 10, just outside the red zone. Sims and Dabney in motion. Handoff. It's Jones bursting across the 20. And he
just know on that Baylor sideline, all they did during these last couple drives, hey, they haven't stopped us, right?
Yeah.
That, we've turned the ball over, and again, a ton of credit to this West Virginia defense and special teams unit, but hang on to the rock, drive down, score, don't give them any time. Certainly, obviously, already in field goal range.
Sims goes off. Holmes comes back in. Drones in trouble. Drones gets rid of it. Intercepted. Aubrey Burks comes away with the football. And the Mountaineers defense with their 3rd turnover of the night.
Was just singing the praises of Kyron Drones on the throwaway right here. Immediate pressure off the edge from West Virginia. This is where you just got to throw it away. It's Jared Bartlett. 10 is going to come off the edge. Stills is going to add to it. Throw it away. Eat it. Do anything but that. And boy, you talk again, opportunistic. Aubrey Burks. Forced fumble. And now a great job securing the ball, giving his offense a chance to ice this thing out. 3:19 and a ton of Baylor timeouts.
But the West Virginia running attack has been lethal today. Over 150 yards on the ground. Mathis averaging 6.7 per carry. And Baylor, with their backup quarterback, Kyron Drones, is going to need a stop here with 3:19 left. They do have all 3 timeouts, and we've got a flag to start this drive.
False start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Jaquay Hubbard, the right tackle, and that helps the Bears just a little bit extra breathing room here.
Yeah, they've been rotating right tackles throughout the year, trying to find that ideal combination. They really love Wyatt Milam settling in at left tackle. Zach Frazier, obviously, love at center. But they were in the nose the formula here. They got to get a stop. They got their timeouts. Again, calm, cool, and collected. Play the next play.
Take it to Mathis. Daniels. Oh, he throws it right back to him. It's Dylan Doyle on the interception back to Baylor. And there are flags on the field.
I think it's going to be maybe the ineligible downfield. Looks like it's definitely on the offense's celebrating.
Ineligible downfield. Offense number 88. Now penalties decline. Result of the play. First down, Baylor.
There was the tight end, Brian Palende, down the field. And Dylan Doyle, the Swiss Army knife extraordinaire. What a play.
Yeah, that just means he was covered up by the receiver and then released downfield. Aaron was on the edge there, covering him up, and JT Daniels, for all the great things that he's done tonight, just that's the same thing on the other side. Just dump it down, take a little something. He could be a runner there, get what he could get, and now Baylor's back in business.
So you just take this and you flip the exact scenario we just said.
Yep.
There's 3:12 remaining, and West Virginia has all 3 timeouts left. They're going to need a stop, but immediate field goal range now for Baylor to at minimum tie this game. And they'll start on the ground and lose yardage. Richard Reese, and who else but Dante Stills, who is now tied for first in program history with 47.5 tackles for loss.
Set the edge, run through the double team. No chance with the determination. Dante Stills again, unstoppable, running through Micah Mazuka.
I lost 4, and that makes it a 47-yard field goal from where it is now.
Very interesting. Baylor, not a long-distance field goal outfit.
Sims in motion. 2nd and long. Drones. Little flip, Sims. And he puts the head down and pushes with both feet back to the original line of scrimmage. Jazir Cox was there to stonewall him.
They got a little jet sweep motion, play action fake, a little half roll. Great awareness by both Stills and Cox. Coming back and finishing on Sims. 3rd and 10. This crowd is fired up.
Feels like every 3rd and long they've looked at Gavin Holmes tonight, who's got 210 yards. Tyron Drones out of the gun. Drones
And then rush.
fires. Incomplete. It was in the direction of Holmes. No flag comes in, and now they'll likely try the long field goal. Marcus Floyd in coverage.
Nice coverage. Good call there by defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie. They brought 3 rushers, covered with 8 on the back end, make that backup quarterback execute. And something we haven't seen too much of tonight, great coverage on Gavin Holmes.
So John Mayer's going to come in, a career high of 51, made from 40 earlier today. This one from 44 to tie the game, and Mayer's got it. Big kick. John Mayers has tied the game at 40. How about that for some clutch kicking? That's why Mayers is in there. He's better in clutch situations.
Yeah, they've got back and forth with the place kicking duties. Snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is just long enough. 40 all, never a doubt, says Dave Aranda.
But it leaves 1:40 on the clock for a West Virginia offense that at times today has proven lethal, electric, and everything in between. But after Dylan Doyle intercepts JT Daniels and sets up the field goal, we've got some drama here in Morgantown.
Yeah, it's going to be a frustrated, and not a frustrated, a ready-to-go sense of urgency. JT Daniels coming off of this sideline.
What's your message generally to a quarterback after throwing an interception like that and now with a chance to win the game?
You can see right there, Neil Brown getting his face. They were telling a joke. It's that. Get him back to his whatever that guy's, happy place is. Some guys you got to get fired up. Sometimes you're just talking schemes. Sometimes you tell them to choke by what they've talked about. It might have been a little, NBA trivia or something.
We'll get into that maybe next week when
Yes.
we've got a little more time. For now, all even at 40. 1:40 to play. And the
Cover this
Mountaineers
kick if you're Baylor, too.
trying to stay perfect in this series here in Morgantown with a game-winning drive against the Bears defense that has been so tough for the last couple of years. It'll be Aaron to return from the 5. Aaron, step on the gas, step on the brakes, and across the 30. Nice start on a very solid return, as both defenses have stepped up on the last 2 drives. First, it was West Virginia.
Yeah, both ill-advised throws by quarterbacks. There, it's Burks making the huge play. And here, JT Daniels throwing back against the grain, trying to force it to Ford Wheaton. You can see his reaction in the background. Dylan Doyle doing work. And now, 40 all, buck 33 left. JT Daniels, 2-minute drill, 11 this situation for him.
Biggest difference between these two teams, 3 Baylor turnovers tonight. And West Virginia, batted at the line, and down it goes. Matt Jones got his paws on it and put it up for grabs.
Matt Jones becomes a pass rusher in these situations. Great job just knocking that down afterward. Watch this ball. This is when you have about 3 heart attacks when this ball is in the air. Great timing, right off the face.
So Mathis in there on this 2nd and 10. But it's Daniels to throw. Dump it down, quick completion on a quick route, and then yards after the catch. This is going to be a first down for West Virginia. Caden Prather just using the strength and the legs get it done.
Yeah, we've seen his speed, we've seen his physicality, and there they both are. The screen coming in back inside, tunnel screen, great job knifing it vertically and fighting for that first down.
Mathis has the rock. Mathis, burst of speed, and he gets into Baylor territory to the 45. Christian Morgan went down low to chop him down.
2nd and short here. Great job by Graham Harrell. Neil Brown talking through this. Don't forget about your draw, your run game. Obviously, the screen's there to get it started.
Mathis again. Big one for Mathis. Mathis turns on the burners. Down the sideline and inside the 10. First and goal for West Virginia as Devin Lemire caught up to him and saved a touchdown.
Save the touchdown. We'll see what happens from here. 47 seconds left. Great press by Mathis. Good ball security. And a possibly game-saving tackle right there on the end of it. Great job on that front side. Getting just enough push from Brandon Yates.
37-yard pickup. Mathis is up to 160 on the day with his 2 touchdowns. He has been a man amongst boys from start to finish. He's got the football again, and he's awfully close down to the 1. Time ticking down, 44 seconds, and a timeout is eventually going to be used here by the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, smart timeout there by Dave Aranda, knowing the situation right here. And just leg strength. Another situation of a split zone. That tight end's going on the backside. Great job by that front pushing bodies, and then the leg drive by Mathis. 2nd and goal at about the 2.
So now you've got to wonder how both sides will handle this. 44 seconds remaining. Tie game here in this crucial game. As we said coming on, it feels like a must-win for both teams. If you're Baylor with an 0-5 record here in Morgantown against this team, now with 2 timeouts remaining and 44 seconds left, you've got to either let them score or you've got to just keep burning the timeouts and pray for a missed field goal. If you're West Virginia, do you start trying to milk the clock a little bit and try for the game-winning field goal?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right on that. This is that situation where you're tied up. The only way you can get the ball back is if they score. The faster they score, the better. If you're West Virginia, then you go back to that previous play, a little split zone, which is another version of how they're lining up right here with that tight end wing running to the opposite side of the running back. Got on the snap. There it is.
Mathis stopped. Actually loses a yard and another timeout. So it'll be 3rd and goal after this one, 40 seconds on the clock.
Yep, so again, not the end of the world, right? If you're in West Virginia, you just chill out. I know it's 3rd down. I can kick it on 4th and take the lead. Baylor doing a nice job there. Baylor is committed to stopping them. By that look, they're committed to 0 blitz. That we're absolutely not in let them score mode.
Graham Harrell, who spent the last 3 years at USC, he's got Casey Legg, the kicker, warming up, ready to go with what in theory should be a short field goal attempt, and he's walking towards the field despite it being 3rd and goal right now. But if you're Graham Harrell, if you're Neil Brown, do you consider trying to catch them by surprise with a little play action here and see if you can get into the end zone?
Nothing wrong with that, because again, Baylor's going to bang that last time out if you do run the ball. So, I think your best kind of play action pass is a possibility. However, JT Daniels, our quarterback, just threw a pick on the last time we did that. I'm giving it to the dreadlocked one and getting out of the way.
It is Mathis in the backfield. He's got 2 touchdowns on the day. Here's a 3rd and goal. Mathis to the outside. Mathis won't get there. Bottled up at the 5. And timeout number 3 for Baylor.
Both teams played that probably as we let him announce it. They're trying to hit him on that little outside zone to the tight end side. Great job setting the edge right there by 9, TJ Franklin. He gets back and finishes off the play along with a bunch of Bears. Great job. Put 2 hands on that ball in this situation because it really, again, it doesn't even matter if you score. Right? It doesn't matter if you score. Stay in bounds, get on the ground, make him burn that 3rd timeout. Leg, go do your last name and finish the deal on defense.
It'll be a short one, anywhere from 22 to 23 yards out. Well within the distance of Leg, whose career high is 51. He hit from 23 earlier tonight. And JT Daniels believing that he's done enough to put his team in position to win this game. Baylor will have time, regardless of the result of this field goal. And remember, they've got a backup quarterback in there after Blake Shapen went down with a targeting hit. But Kyron Drones has been impressive in moments. This moment belongs to Casey Leg. 22-yard shot. This is to put West Virginia in front in the final minute. Leg from 22. He's got it. Mountaineers on top.
Just an absolutely clean operation there. You have Brinkman, Malashevitz, and then Leg, all executing the thing you do time after time in practice. It pays off now, and if you're Dave Arandi, you say, all right, guys, we got 33 seconds left. Neil Brown, a slightly different reaction, but he also knows we have 33 seconds left.
Plenty of time. Clock will stop momentarily on the first downs here, but you've got the backup quarterback, and now we're really going to get to see what Kyron Drones is made of. Special teams was one of the keys in this game coming in, and it was West Virginia who got the big special teams play on the blocked PAT, recovered and taken back for the additional 2 points. Right now, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, a great, on that last drive, a great kickoff return for both these teams. That was a chunk kickoff return for how it's been this season.
Parker Grotehouse, the Florida State transfer, will send it deep. Holmes and Neighbors are back to receive for Baylor. And Holmes has had a banner day. This would be the icing on top. It's going to be Neighbors instead. And Neighbors trying to push the pile, won't get back to the 25. This has a lot of ramifications with 27 seconds remaining as Baylor and West Virginia look to climb the Big 12 standings. A conference that I think has surprised a lot of people this year. Look at all the ranked teams up top. K-State, Oklahoma State, TCU, and OK State this week is going to be a blast.
Yeah, just unbelievable parity. There's no automatic W's on the schedule. There were a few of those in the past several years, maybe in the history of this conference. Each week it's games like this. Last week, TCU, Kansas.
Mayer's career long is 51 yards. Baldwin in motion, Quaylen Jones, the running back. It's Drones to pass. Gets away from Stills. And Drones is going to run out of bounds. Nice gain. Picks up 8 on first down.
Stills that immediate edge pressure. Maybe got away with a little hold. Just a little tug that allowed Drones to get around the corner.
Let's stop the clock. 20 seconds to play. Drones back to pass again. Steps up. Drones gets rid of it. Was he out of bounds? He was. He was looking for Quaylen Jones, and he was not in bounds when he brought it in. 14 seconds left, 3rd and short.
Well, Stills was able to get a little pressure on that last play. That time they triple teamed him. The right guard, the right tackle, and the tailback, as we'll take a look at that on the sideline. Cox was in chase of Drones, and no doubt about it, the toe-heel action like that going backwards, that is out of bounds. They'll take a look at it, but that is out of bounds. Going toe heel backwards. It's not like going toe forward with the toe tap.
Their first of the half, 30-second timeout.
And West Virginia taking a timeout to make 100% sure they're exactly where they want to be. Do I have my best pass rush group in, my best back end group in, and everybody lined up exactly where you want?
Dave Aranda, we know what type of motivator he is, what type of leader he is. Big 12 Coach of the Year last year and deserved every aspect of what he was given. They've got Kansas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, K-State, and TCU coming up, and it goes back to the Big 12 overall. There's no days off, no nights off at this point. These two teams understand it, and look at West Virginia's upcoming schedule. Texas Tech next week, then TCU, Iowa State, Oklahoma, and K-State. It's a gauntlet no matter who you got. And right now, West Virginia just trying to hold on and get back in the W column in this back and forth affair. 13 seconds left. 3rd down and 3. Baylor 1 for 4 on 3rd down in the second half. The Bears need a big one.
Adjusting the clock, trying to get it communicated over the now raucous crowd.
They've come alive in the second half. The defense has sparked it.
Added 1 tick to the clock, went from 13 to 14.
Might say 43-40, but defense has ruled supreme. Can they get another stop here? Drones evades. Drones on the run, out of bounds. Live to fight another day. 4th down and 3, 8 seconds remaining.
Shocked here that they're not putting 2 offensive linemen on stills. He split the tackle and the tailback, made Drones flush again, and just gloved downfield. Good defense. Nobody reacting to any of that underneath stuff. Underneath stuff don't matter. They got a chunk. This is right in the range. You got to go to your special end of game plays.
4th in the game. Drones gets away. Drones gonna go down. Zeros on the clock. And a fitting end as the West Virginia defense gets a stop and wins the game for the Mountaineers. 43-40. What a game.
Just an unbelievable scene, Ryan. JT Daniels all smiles. Neil Brown, a huge win for this program. It's time for John Denver, I think, here in Morgantown.
Feels that way. Listen to this crowd. Only right after 3 turnovers. 2 fumble recoveries, a scoop and score, a block extra point. That is the eventual winning margin. West Virginia, the defense has been so heavily scrutinized all season long. Inexperience on the back line, but their leaders come up huge. Dante Stills, play after play. Jazeer Cox, the 5th-year senior transfer from North Dakota State, play after play. The celebration, country roads, and a country win.
You can tell me there's something better than college football, but you'd be wrong.
Yeah, I'd say you're correct. And we started this week with a bang. So many great games slated, but I'm not much sure that there could be any more adventure than what we saw here today. Think about the ways these teams got points on the board, and it's the blocked PAT that feels like the biggest play of the game, Mark. This one was just such a momentum shifter and provided juice in the building.
And you said it's still so dominant in every aspect. that instills a legacy senior to Jacoby Spells, the freshman from Fort Lauderdale. And that changed everything. The crowd got back into it. Their sideline they were dialed in the whole game. They competed the whole game, but that tilted it, and that man had a great day.
What a win. West Virginia stays perfect at home against Baylor, 6-0 in Morgantown in the series. Thanks for watching FS1 College Football from here in Morgantown. Once again, our final score, 43-40. The Mountaineers get past the Bears. West Virginia will head on the road to Texas Tech next week. For Mark Helfrich, our entire FS1 crew, no Eagles saying so long and good night as the Mountaineers soar to a big victory at home.